Yeah, I think that's what it was. He took PCP though.
The Church of What's Happening Now is presented by On It. This show is brought to you by NatureBox. Start snacking smarter with NatureBox. NatureBox recently made their service even better than before. Now you can order as much or as little as often as you want with no minimum purchase. Go to naturebox.com/Joey right now to get half off. That's 50% off of your first order when you go to naturebox.com/Joey. The show is also brought to you by ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 200 plus job sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Go to ZipRecruiter.com right now /church to try it for free. That's right, our listeners can try posting their jobs for free on ZipRecruiter by going to ZipRecruiter.com/church.
Oh shit. I tossed and turned. Monday, February 20th. Church of What's Happening Now. Proud to present my main man, Danny Brown, without a frown.
That's right. What up, dog?
Lee Syatt. Kick that mule, Lee.
That's right.
A black suit and a cane like my own.
Fuck that shit.
Oh shit.
That's how them stars make you feel.
Oh
man.
shit. It's on, cocksuckers. What's going on, you bad motherfuckers? Uncle Joey coming at you on a beautiful Monday night, post my 54th birthday. Nice time at the store. Nice weekend with the family. Went to the school dance.
How was that?
Fucking tremendous. High as fuck, I walked in there. Not reeking, I ate edibles. I walked in there, I had my hands in my pocket, I didn't bother nobody. To church, you know, the fucking hoop.
Yeah.
Kids running around, and all of a sudden this dad came over. He's like, "Hey man, listen to the podcast. What's going on?"
Tight.
He goes, "I wish I had a flask right now."
That's right.
And the next thing you know, I started talking to this dude that was an FBI agent. He's married to a Cuban chick. So my kid and her kid plays together. So my wife told me, she goes, if he comes over, you know, he's an FBI guy. You can't fucking, so you gotta be cool. But I talked to him for a long time. He was cool. We both went to the University of Colorado, and everything was fine. My daughter was fine till the fucking helium balloon went to the ceiling. And that little bitch lost it. You understand? My poor little daughter just lost it.
Oh, man.
Her cheeks got red. She was yelling. But you know what? 7:30, she's done anyway. She's done at 7:30.
Happy New Time.
Yeah. At one point, I grabbed her arm. I go, she came over. She goes, "Daddy," and I touched her heart, and you could feel it about to go out of the fucking shirt. And her eyes were like wiggling. Her cheeks were red. She was fucking going.
Do you think they just don't like it? They get a little overwhelmed. And
They
just
don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know till they stop, and they catch their breath. And then she had the balloon. Once the whole fucking balloon went up to the ceiling, and then everything was good for about 20 minutes. But every 5 minutes, she'd look at that fucking balloon, and she'd try to figure out a way how to get the balloon. And finally, we just took her home. But it was great. I was in town, and I had the opportunity to do that with her.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
And I gotta tell you something, man. It was the best part of my week.
Yeah.
All week I waited for Friday night for that fucking dance. As dumb as it fucking sounds.
No, that's not dumb at all. Shit, like you said, man. You don't do that type of shit, she gonna be in the garage, you know what I'm saying?
Blowing some
Doing some
That's
weird
the
shit.
truth. That's
Watching
the
wild, you know what I'm saying? So
You gotta spend
you
time
gotta
with
spend
them.
time, especially,
gotta
you know,
spend time
with
them, man.
girls though. I think that's the most important thing about it. It's one thing, you know, we have boys, but girls, like, you know, they just look up to their dad way more than any other man. You know, you set the trait for whatever man they want to be with, everything in their life. You know what I'm saying?
The blueprint.
It's the blueprint. It start with the dad. You know what I'm saying? So
she follows me, guys. She's at a different age now where in 3 or 4 months I won't be smoking dope at the house no more.
yeah.
I just know it because she watches my hands. She knows I go outside.
Oh,
and
yeah,
do
she
something.
knows what's up. Kids,
They're
you
not
can't hide too
stupid.
much from them.
They're
No, they're
not
not.
stupid.
They way smarter than what we think they are.
So and I don't want her to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want her to see
See, that was
me.
the thing about me. From the time I remember, man, my mom smoked weed from the time I
Me
remember.
Me too.
So, I remember just coming home from school, just loving that smell, to be honest. Like, damn, it always make me hungry.
You know, it's so
Like,
weird
what
how
is
moms
that?
have changed, how we judge our mom. Maybe my mom did smoke weed, but she covered a lot of the bases that people don't get covered today
Oh, yeah, facts.
with their children. A lot of
Facts.
people don't cover those bases. My mom smoked weed and she covered certain bases that there's times I'm pissed at her for covering those bases at that age because it gives you that peek behind the curtain
Yeah.
and the element of surprise. But at the same time, she covered a lot of good bases and she smoked weed. You know, she smoked weed. I had a godfather who really enjoyed weed. You ever see a motherfucker who just smokes weed?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
And that's a party for him.
that's like pretty much my whole family. My whole family we pretty much a drug. Just did, you know what I'm saying? Like
No
my uncle
drinking?
always did. My aunt was a crazy drinker. You know what I'm saying? But she got to slow down now because she's starting to have like, you know, trouble and shit. But for the most part, like my uncle always like did heroin and shit. Like he was doing heroin since he was like 16. You know, so you had that and like, I don't know, but smoking weed, so that was always like the less of the anything possible.
So, like, what age do you remember seeing people smoke weed?
5.
Yeah, I can't remember not
My godfather would pick me up.
a time of me not even not smelling it. Like it always just my house just smelled like weed all the time. Like
No,
shit.
I remember being like 5 and going with my godfather to a movie theater. And before the movie, we pull over on the street and we do the whole thing. You get the Daily News with the brown envelope, and I'd be sitting there going, "Why is this motherfucker rolling his own cigarettes? He could just go to the fucking store and buy a pack, you know?"
Yeah.
And then he would smoke it, and from being at my mom's bar, I knew it wasn't the cigarettes regular people smoke.
Yeah.
You know, you figure it out.
You know that smell.
That's not that. And then his eyes would get red, but he would get really fucking giggly and shit. And he was, at the time, he was a Spanish dude that was probably in his early 30s. His English was very broken, but he always had like a white girlfriend. And after the movie theater, we'd go back to her house, and they'd smoke again. Like she'd be giggling, "Hey," and he'd walk. You know, it was the late 60s, early 70s. Everybody got high. So I'd go over there, and they'd smoke again in front of me, and they'd get giggly. And I just make like a mental note: don't smoke that shit, because it'll make you fucking giggly, you know. And then I would go home and see my mom and my babysitter smoke.
Oh shit.
What?
I had a
That's the same. I
had a
guess.
Puerto Rican
I'm same
babysitter,
situation.
Peter.
I'm kind of like the same situation. I
And
swear.
that's how I knew, but I didn't say nothing to nobody. Like I didn't say nothing to nobody. And then when you get to kindergarten, they take you to the police station in New York, and they fucking fingerprint you.
No,
You
we didn't
know.
do that type of shit in Detroit.
They give you a little
New York
badge.
got extra. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like they got more. I don't know, more funds to be able. Because I remember that type of stuff.
They
in
give
the
you like a
school.
little badge to make you they do it to
So you like the cops, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
you like the cops, and they also shoot a gun, and you get to take the target home with you. But it's funny, I asked the fucking cop, like, "Officer, you know, sometimes I'm walking down the street and I smell funny stuff," and he was like, "That's marijuana." So I always knew from the cop what my mother and my godfather was smoking, but I never said nothing. It's not like I went out in the street and said nothing until one day my mom sat me down and she goes, "This is marijuana. It gets you fucked up."
See, I never even had that conversation.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
My conversation came. I remember when I started smoking weed. I feel like I started smoking weed on the regularly, probably around like 14, 15. So, and I remember be times my mom's probably didn't have weed or something, and I come in the house smelling like weed, and she'd be like, "You better share that shit." You know what I'm saying? So that's how our weed conversation started. And then I just started smoking with my mom in high school. Like I think that's about
You still cool with your mom?
Yeah, my mom's living with me actually. I just bought her house actually though. So she's about to get ready to move. She don't know it yet though. She about to get a body there.
Where is she now?
I mean, we still live in Michigan.
But is she in a bad neighborhood now?
No, she live in me. She live in
Okay.
me in my house. I live in
But what neighbor did you come from originally?
No, from me, I came from Linwood, born and raised like west side of Detroit. Then we moved to the east side of Detroit.
How was that?
The west side of Detroit, to me, I liked it more because it was more about like, I think it was more like, I guess better. It's more like suburban, I felt like, you know. like then when I moved to the east side, it was like gangs and shit like that. You know, like the west side was all about like you was the cool kid if you dress nice. Then you go to the east side, you was the cool kid if you knew how to fight. You know what I'm saying? And that's all it was about. So I don't know. I mean, I didn't really like to fight too much, so I couldn't take the east side. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to the west side.
If this is a stupid question, I'm sorry, but the only thing I know about rap in Detroit is 8 Mile. That's
8 Mile is what separates Detroit from the suburbs.
Okay, got it. So where's east and west? Like, what's the
East? I mean, that's just in Detroit in general, like the east side and the west. Like it's a east 8 Mile and it's a west 8 Mile.
Oh, gotcha.
You feel me? So just east side and west side. You know what I'm saying? So, but the east side of Detroit is a little more tougher. They're a little more like just grimier, just more blue. Like the east side type of guys that had like $10,000 in their pocket but look like a bum. You feel me? And you meet a guy from the west side, he look like $1 million and ain't got a penny. You feel me? And that's just always was the logic of it. So I come from both sides and I gained and learned a lot from both sides a little bit, to be honest. So it kind of molded me to be who I am. I'm kind of glad that I was able to experience both sides of Detroit because I couldn't just imagine just living on the west side all my life. I wouldn't have been tough a little because when I moved to the east side and then been through all the shit I was going through, motherfuckers beating me up and shit, jumping on everywhere I go, you know what I'm saying? So by the time I moved back to the motherfucking west side, I felt like them niggas was soft. Like everybody was like, you know, just felt a little soft. And I wasn't really just trying to be tough. And then I wanted to dress and just be fresh like them too. You know, just all about going shopping. And, you know, we just always wanted to have the new sneakers. Just go get the Jordans, you know, like shit like that. So I didn't want to be on that. You know, niggas on the east side, they was already breaking into houses. And, you know, like I'm talking about just like middle school though, like 14, 15, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I went to elementary school on the west side, then my mom's moved to the east side in middle school. And we moved over there, like I said, it was like gangs and shit. And I don't know, it was kind of weird. Because I guess that was a phase in the 90s, if you think about it, once that whole blood and Crip shit probably like went. Because I bet you that shit probably happened like in a lot of different cities. Where it's like, because that shit is like real out here. That's where origin at. But then they was faking it out there. But people really lost their lives and shit over that shit. Because I remember it was like fake Bloods and Crips. And like 2 people got killed. It wasn't no more game hanging out.
How crazy.
They stopped game hanging.
Let me.
Now it's not, you can't find a Blood and Crip in Detroit, right?
Let me simplify this because I know you did some time. Yeah. I knew nothing about that world till I did time.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing time, I became very tight with a Crip because at that time, the mid '80s, remember when that dude? What's a documentary of the dude who brought coke into Compton?
Rick Ross.
Rick
Ross, whatever. So, for some reason in those days, the people who were bringing coke to Colorado to the urban communities, the black communities in Arvada and downtown Denver, with the Crips.
Yeah, it's still going down to the day.
There's rumors that there was a quarterback that played for the Buffaloes, and he was in college, and he was like a Crip. So on the weekends, he would drive to L.A., pick up coke,
to
bring to Boulder. But this kid that I did time with, this Torre kid, we became tight. I mean, we were in each other's cells every night talking shit, telling stories, listening to Too Short, you know, the whole fucking thing.
That's right.
And it was very interesting. It was very interesting to me. Would I join it? I'm not there. But the way he put it down.
That shit was like they born into that shit.
They're born into that shit.
So it's like your family, like you don't know nothing else type. You know, this is what it is. So I can say out there it was fate, but people really went to jail or did dumb shit. They probably regret doing. You know what I'm saying? People lost their lives. I remember that shit, and it was kind of wild over there for a minute.
You ever watch those gangland shows?
I love that shit. I love America's Most Evil.
All that shit.
That's my favorite show,
but
right there.
Like, when you see those kids on MSNBC, Saturday late night, you come back from doing a show, you're scrolling through your TV.
Watch them jail shows and shit.
Those jail shows. And
some of them be a little fake to me. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them seem
a little weird. Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah,
some of them seem weird because they're too
imagine,
calm.
When I was in jail, I wouldn't, and the camera came in there, I don't know how I would. I mean, I know you'd be so bored in there. I probably would act like a goddamn fool to be.
Well, I mean, they kind of do. I mean, and just coming from like
when I think
TV,
about it, I just had to have a revelation. I probably would act a goddamn fool, beautiful, because you'd be so goddamn bored, you just waiting on anything. I remember it was a point in time, like I was on one floor, and you could like look out the window to our floor, and you could see the girl prison floor too. So we'd just look in the floor, just show her titties and shit. You'd be jerking off in the window and shit. Motherfucker got caught sent to other floors and shit. But you always wanted to go to that floor where you could look and see the bitches from your window. It was like in our county, Wayne County Jail, because it's like the female in the male prison, like right at each other. But if you can get on this one floor, you can see it's just one window. You can get so everybody when they get to that.
How much time did you do?
I did 8 months in the county.
Let me ask you.
But I was the dumbest ever because I got.
How old were you when you got arrested?
Like maybe 19 for my first case. I called it distribution and manufacturing. The dumbest shit ever.
And that's crack.
No, with weed. I sold crack forever. That was the worst part of it and never got in trouble. We used to get. I was selling crack like it started for me like just just normal shit. Like I say, hanging out, trying to be cool, just doing too much, and just caring more about being fresh than actually caring about clothes. I mean than actually caring about school and stuff. Hey, in one point in time. So then I just hanging out with the wrong crowd. I guess I don't know. I can't say it's the wrong crowd because you're just impressionable as a kid.
Were you like, what was it like when you went to prison? Like even when you just found out, Joey said he was.
Oh, with me? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I got to get to this story to get to that point. You get what I'm saying? So with me, it was like one day my homeboy was just like, "Fuck it," he had came into some money, so he was trying to flip his money a little bit, So like, fuck the school shit. I'm about to get some work, and I'm about to put it down. You want to fuck with me? You want to do something? So we got like this apartment building. You know what I'm saying? And I was terrified. Like I think I was like I was like 17, 18 maybe. Cause you telling me pretty much I'm about to run my own crack house pretty much. Cause you not about to be around. You just putting the money up to do it. You feel me? So I'm the one got to sit there all the time. So we get the apartment. End up finding a place where the landlord was like a crackhead. So that's how we got the building in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So we got the apartment, and it was slow for maybe like a month, maybe 2 months. And we maybe had caught like an eighth. Like, it's crack days, though, So we got it, cooked it up, did the normal way we did, supposed to do. Slow, not doing nothing, but we found this one crackhead named Chicken Wing. And we call him Chicken Wing because he just had his hand.
It was all fucked up.
It was all fucked up, you know what I'm saying? So he would tell, other crackheads about it, and we just did a special, 3 for 10, dime rocks, just lost out on like a batch because we had it for so long anyway. So like, fuck it, did 3 for 10s just to get our name out there. And once we did that, it just
took off.
Empire, like some shit I could never even explain.
You cannot explain.
To the point where I had to like grab other kids from school. Like I had to go to school because I was in there by myself. It was just me in there with a gun. And I remember one night, I'm just after so long, I got comfortable a little bit, I guess. I remember one night waking up late and I just woke up and knock on the doors, just serving the lady, and I had the gun just right there, like on the table. And she was like, "You better watch yourself a little bit." I was asleep on the floor. And I thought about that. They're like, damn, she could have just put that pistol in. You know what I'm saying? Took the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? So ever since then, I was a little more tighter. So then I ended up start going back to school and shit and recruited a couple more homies. And then we started off like that. And we ran that spot for about a good, maybe 2 years. Like 2 years selling crack. Like just. Like they became millionaires. They became millionaires. Like me, I never had the mindset of a drug dealer. I don't think I never thought about that shit. So I was just getting my money and just buying clothes and just spending it on just random shit. I didn't even realize how much money I was even making. To the point when I recruited other motherfuckers and I looked in 2 weeks, they was buying cars and putting rims on them, getting apartments and how what I'm saying. I wasn't even thinking on that level. I was just spending my money just, partying.
All right, so you got an ounce of coke, 28 grams.
Mm-hmm.
You pay $800 for it. How do we make
it? It was $750. Yeah, $750.
All right, so $750. Let's just say $800. We put it.
I usually chop up 1,200. So I chop up 1,200 in stones. We talking an ounce of crack.
All right, let's say we have an ounce of coke. How do I turn it into crack?
You got to go get it cooked. You know what I'm saying?
How do we cook it?
So you got to find a special cook, which was like me. I fuck with my uncle, but my homie. He used to fuck with his one dude, and So you want the special guy who could bring your shit back a little extra. You know how to cook it back where you could bring some extras. Right. But sometimes trying to bring it back extra end up fucking up the whole batch. Right. Because I remember so many times having the fucked up batch and. That motherfucker slow. You can't get that shit. I mean, one time we had some motherfucking. He had the coke in his girl purse, and it was around her perfume, and the perfume or something absorbed in the coke. And then when he cooked it up, It was fucked up. We were trying to say, they were calling that shit Michael Jordan cologne. Cause that's when the Michael Jordan cologne just came out. So they said we were trying to sell a Michael Jordan cologne.
We got an ounce of powder, which is 28 grams. What am I looking for to get back from that? When I'm in the crack world. In
the crack world, like I said, with me, if breaking it down, telling you, all you got is an ounce, you can't do nothing but try to sell that in stones. You're gonna sell it 8 bars, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I would take it. All right, I had a buddy.
So you take
I had a buddy who I give him $8,500,
mm-hmm.
and he'd give me back 11 ounces of coke that were beautiful,
mm-hmm.
fucking beautiful. We take 1 ounce out of the gold, and we throw fucking 4 in there, and he'd do this fucking thing, and he'd put it in the oven with aluminum foil around it.
I ain't never heard of this trick.
And he took it out, and it was still an inch. He called it re-rocking it.
Yeah.
And he would take an inch, it was an inch thick, and then we would break it, and he'd take the walls off, and that's what we would snort, like fucking around the walls, so they wouldn't see the walls on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you picked up the rocks, you could still see the shine.
Yeah, facts.
So that was his chemical breakdown for it. It was still great coke. It was great coke. Nobody knew. I would take it to Colorado. But I had friends who were in the crack business, and they told me they would get a paint can and put 4 ounces of coke in there and put like turpentine.
No, here's a
something fuck. This is 85. This is the shit they were serving up in 85.
Okay.
And you get 4 ounces or 2 ounces of that crack, and you'd break it up into, $10 stones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he'd make, $3,000 a day off that or something fucking crazy.
See, that's all it was with me. I was getting, like I say, I get at my max, because it started off with just me getting an 8 bar. You know what I'm saying? I get an 8 bar, which I think you give me
3.5.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to give him 100 back. You know what I'm saying? So I've chopped up 15. So 150, make a 50 off it. Usually we try to double, but we want the biggest homes because there was more apartments in that building. I told you the landlord was a crackhead.
Right.
So now,
so you had your own cool Jack City. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like fucking New Jack. But you know it now. It's like 3 apartments in there. You know what I'm saying?
Just fucking work and give the guy fucking 20 a day in coke, bro.
So now, so if he give me an 8 bar, and it was I had to chop up 15 songs. I give him, and we probably, like I said, I remember one time I could somebody would knock on the door because we had 2. We ended up to the point we had 2 apartments, like an apartment building across from each other, and we kept the work in that one. And we would do what we do that. And I remember just going in the hallway, and in that time, like selling like 3 8 bars in stones, like before they even chopped up, like just before I even went back into the other one, just from motherfuckers coming in the hallway. That's how crazy. This was like late 90s though, like 98, 99. It had to be the end of the crack era though. Because no one, I feel like, there's no new crackheads now. Like, no one just thinks right now, like, I'm
they're
going
doing
to
other shit now. People still smoking crack, but I guarantee they go home.
I want to try crack.
Listen, 85 in New York City, you'd make a right turn off of Main Street. Let me give you an example. Let's say you were driving on Broadway on 181st Street, and you made a right turn within 2 blocks. 2 blocks, like within a block, you'd see motherfuckers on the corner just looking at you weird, and they're the ones that don't tell you nothing. They want you to come up to them and ask them for directions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, "What are you looking for?" And they're like, "I'm looking to get high." "What do you need?" "I got it right now." But if you went down another block, the more you went away from that, you looked at the savages.
Oh yeah,
Lee, they're the ones that run up to your car.
Oh yeah, that was
and hold your rearview mirror.
That was
what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me get motherfucking 2 ounces of coke. Yo, Flacco, come on over here.
That was
Let me see the cash. You ain't a cop, right? No, I ain't a cop. Let's do this shit. Bam. When you come on the block from now on, ask for Danny B. I'm here all day from 12 to 12. Lee, it was a business that was being run on the street, and there was 10 motherfuckers on the same street fighting for the same nickel, and guess what? They would all go home with pockets fat.
And did the cops just not care? Do they not know? Are they?
They know.
You play that game. It's just part of the game. They coming. They gonna come one day. You gonna get caught one day. One day you gonna beat them. One day it's just a part of the game. You know.
See, but it's not a game though. You have
but
to go to jail
every
for
day
8 months.
you don't. You not. That's not. You don't. You're not thinking about that. Like that was just not nothing. You're just thinking about the money.
You're not even there anymore, Danny. And I'm worried for you. Like it just. That's
No,
scary.
I'm so away from that life.
I'm away from.
I'm just 36 years old, about to be in March. You know what I'm saying? So I'm so far. That we talking about 98, 99, like back in that, like that shit was so fucked. But anyway, like that shit got fucked over. Like you saying, we end up being those savages on the block because we ain't had that apartment no more.
And those savages would get Lee. Those guys never had dick. And now they're giving them an opportunity to make $300 cash a day.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even go home. Those dudes don't even go home because they ain't nothing at home but a fan and a floor. Why go home?
Yeah.
I'll stay out here all fucking
Yeah, that's how
night.
it is. Yeah, that's
how it is. You
how it
don't
was.
go home because you might miss the white dude that comes over
With
to
that
buy
$100
with $100,000 that comes over to get coke for his whole neighborhood or weed for his whole neighborhood. Because then after a while, you become the guy, Lee. I don't like going into the city. I'm scared. Okay, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Those $20 bags you like, they became 40. Because now you're going into the city, Lee. You became friends with Danny.
Yeah.
And as soon as Danny sees you on the block, you page him before you come over.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there waiting for you. What is it about? Guess what? Nobody will say a fucking word to you on that street. Nobody will try to rob you on that street. No, you'll get, if you have a lot on you, somebody will get in the car and follow you to that fucking bridge. It's amazing how much they protect you because you are their livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
Danny's not going to call me and go, Joey, wait on the corner for a Volkswagen with a short little Jew in there and hit him in the head with a stick and take his drugs. There's no money in that. They want you to keep coming back. It's such a weird,
it's a business. It's
fucking
business. That's all it is. There's no other way to break it down.
What we did in '85.
But the fucked up part about it is that, like me, like I say, I all that savage, like I didn't never get caught. No trouble, like he said with the police. I didn't go to jail for that. I went to jail for weed.
That's crazy.
That's what got me locked up, was selling weed. But I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you sell crack, it's so sketchy and it's so, you know, it's a real world. We know what you dealing with when you fucking with that type of shit. You know what you involved with. With weed, it's your homies. It's Lee. He trying to come over here and buy a bag. You know, they pulling up the music loud. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, they coming over wild time. You know, crack, it's discreet. Everything was, even though we had this apartment building, it was still like, even when we used to get raided, it was a time we was getting raided like 2 times a week, but no one would never get caught because they had to get buzzed in to get into the apartment building. And who else gonna buzz them in but a crackhead or a person selling crack? So once they come, they at least out there 5 minutes before they even get in to even try to break the door, because the door was it was like not that type of door you can hit with the shit and it's gonna open. And we would just run straight up. We would just leave out the apartment, run straight on the roof, and go out like the chimney and just sit on top of the chimney. You couldn't get us. We'd leave an ounce of weed up there. We'd just go up there, roll some blunts up, smoke till they leave, come back down, pay a crackhead to clean the motherfucker up. Back open the next night. Back open in a few hours. You feel what I'm saying? That was the rule. That was the way it was.
In 85,
it was fun though. I hate to say
I loved it. I would do it all over again.
I hate to say it.
But see, I used to go down blocks that were fucking savages, like in the late '80s in New York. The Cuban refugees came.
That's a different beast.
When those Marielitos came, you didn't know if they were black or fucking Cuban. And they would sit on that street and run after you. But when I got to San Francisco, the Cubans were selling weed on coke and weed on the street. And I told them, I said, guys, you're going to get nailed every fucking day. Go down to the corner and put a dice game up here. Put a dice game up there, and they looked at me all weird, the same way you did.
Yeah, because I was like, that's like bringing more heat, right?
I'd rather them stop for the dice game. By the time the dice game is getting broken up, the coke dude is running down the corner.
Uncle Joey, see, that's
what
Uncle
it was.
Joey, that's you see.
And the dude was un bugarrón. The dude was one of those Cuban dudes that sold coke, that used to be married with kids. But when he went to jail, he became part of that lifestyle where you just fuck men, and they suck your dick, but you don't let them fuck you. So he was a Cuban dude that would be well dressed, and he'd have 2 dudes with wigs on and makeup and shit, and they were his point men in the operation. So I would tell him to hide the coke in the bumpers. Right? Listen to me, Doug, you know I'm the real deal, Holyfield. And he would smack them, and their wig would fall off on the street. Like he was a domestic It was 1985. You could domestic violence whoever you wanted in those days. He was domestic violence, seeing these half of fags. He would smack them open-handed, like if they brought the wrong liquor.
Why is that domestic violence? That's
Because
a
you
dude.
can't be smacking people like
That's
that. But he had a wig. He had a wig on. It counts for something. And in those days, there was
Ain't
no.
that just battery? Ain't that shit?
Dog, in those days, there was no LBGT community.
No.
He would just smack them.
Keep it down. So like the
He
Midwest.
would just smack them in the street if they fucked anything up. Anything. And they would be there with him. There would be like two guys dressed up as women, and they would be side by side, and he'd be slinging coke, and nobody would say dick to him because he was one of those Marielitos, the ones that came in 1980 with Scarface, those crazy motherfuckers.
So would you see them around town just with black eyes? And like would you see them beat up around town in
all
the
the
dress?
time? He would choke him in public.
Oh my god.
He would do the weirdest fucking kick
But
him,
they
drop
was-
kick him.
What was they doing for him? Like,
He had an apartment where they both lived, and he would take him up in the daytime and give him dick, pay for the bills, and they would hide his drugs. Everybody knew that his drugs were hidden upstairs in these two gay dudes' apartment. This was fucking nuts. This was fucking the street of nuts.
but I bet I could, in some sense, but I bet you they could hold water more than a female in that certain situation. I could trust a man to hold my work instead of a woman.
He
Feel
would
me?
travel with them too. He
He
would
was
take them
like-
to Miami to pick up the blow. He would travel with them like they were fucking.
I guess that was his logic. I'm
That was his
trying to
buckets.
think him out. You know what I'm saying?
It's fucking crazy. When you walked in here, you said something, and I've been dying to ask you, what is a fucking mixtape? That's how fucking old I
Mixtape.
am.
Okay. I
Break
mean,
it down for Uncle Joey. What's a mixtape?
in art, I guess a mixtape would just be, and back in the day, it would be you would take other people's beats and just freestyle over them because you didn't have that good of production as accessible to you, you know. So you taking whatever the top industry beats is, and if you can do it as good as an industry rapper at that point, it will show how good you is, you know. So making a mixtape was a good point to show how good you was in the rapper, like maybe early 2000s.
Lee,
You
do
know.
me a favor. Play OPP for a second.
You know with OPP?
I just gonna ask you a question. I just want to learn something.
Tretch, naughty by nature.
I just went to when I go to Edgewater, and I stay in Edgewater. When I go to Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
when I do New
Yeah,
York, I
Tretch,
stay in
Jersey, all
Edgewater.
there. Yeah.
I see him at.
Yeah.
Well, he don't live in the hood no more. He lives in Edgewater now.
Mm-hmm.
What? Now, who is he paying?
Other people's property. This song is talking about fucking other niggas' bitches.
Oh no! I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
I hear Michael Jackson's.
Oh.
Is this a mixtape right here? Who's
No,
he
this is an
paying?
album. No, this is.
No, I know this is an album.
budget. They had to clear that sample.
Now, how
They
much they have to
paid
pay for that sample?
shit a lot of fucking money. That's why that song's a big hit. They paid it. I bet you he never made. I bet he probably didn't even make no money off this song. That's a commercial. That's what I call them. When you use a fucking sample that is so expensive that you're not even gonna be able to clear no money, or even like if you use a like me, like with my last album, I like used a part from Jay-Z and Kanye song on Dip, where I say don't let me enter my zone, and just off that alone, I don't even own that record no more. Like, they make more money off that record than I could. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just from using that little part, and that's just how it is. Or the Dip part, that was like a DJ Nasty part from Atlanta. Like, you can't do it. Like, that's why I never would do that shit ever.
Okay, so
With
a
making
mixtape
music.
is that a mixtape right there? OPP.
No, that was from their album. That was from their debut album, actually. That was the first single from their album. But we talking about mixtapes became popular probably like 2000s, early 2000s.
All right, so a mixtape.
But
is-
at first, a mixtape was from DJs. That was DJs just finding the exclusive records from top rappers. To the point where like they were stealing records. Like back in like, let's say mid 90s, early 90s to late 90s. You know what I'm saying? That was when the mixtape in New York, that was the mixtape scene was cracking. Because I remember like if a motherfucker went to New York and came back with like a DJ Clue mixtape, and they would, you know what I'm saying, come back and you would hear that shit, it would have shit on there that you could never, because this is before the internet. So that was how you heard shit you would never, because I guess hearing demo versions, because sometimes you would hear a song and you would end up hearing the real version of that song when the album came out, and it was like damn near two different worlds. He was like, damn, I liked the mixtape version better. So I guess hearing the demo version, or sometimes just hearing like, I guess exclusive. Sometimes people leaking records to the DJ, giving them the because that DJ that hot at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like a DJ back in the day, it was like DJ Clue. You know, then it just was 1,000 DJs. But I remember back.
I'm a producer. I'm in my basement. Zigga 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 zigga. I come up with a fucking zigga zigga zigga. I put it on a mix. I put it on a fucking
you give
cassette.
it to a DJ.
I give it to a DJ at a club. It just so happens you're just chilling with Wiz Khalifa. You hear that beat and you go, "Whose beat is that? I want that beat." You go up to the DJ. Who gets paid here?
Nobody gets paid. At this point, man, ain't no money in rap music. I really feel like.
So this tape I just made.
No, all that is free.
You don't give
all
me
that
a
is
dime.
free. Nothing. With mixtapes,
Wow.
we're talking all free world. I mean, you're using other people's music.
No, this is my music. I'm in my basement.
Still, like with me, my first album that you could consider to be my first album, which was Triple X, which it was considered to be a mixtape when it came out because it was free. But it was an album to me when I was making it. I was making an album. I had just signed my first deal with an indie label, Fool's Gold. So I was making an album. I wasn't thinking about making a mixtape.
Who paid you?
They signed me when I signed. I got a signing bonus.
And that's it.
That's it. I didn't even get a budget for this record. For that record, I didn't even have a budget for
What a
it.
crazy fucking world,
Bro. Like I had a friend that just was cool enough to just like he worked at a studio, and if I just pay him, like a good ass studio, if I just pay him, then he would stay late hours and just let me record. So I would have to go to his studio maybe like 2 a.m. and record all the way to 6. So I recorded that album that I'm talking about in like 4 sessions, maybe. Like, like mixed and mastered everything. Boom. Turned in because, I wrote it for them in like a year though. Like that's why I fucking relate to comedy so much in some sense. Because I'm more of a writer, I think, than anything. I just rap because I think that was just what I was around. But I think the writing part is what I love the most. Just being up late night and writing some shit and just singing it to myself like this some shit. And then once I record it and put it out and then seeing all the, the reviews and shit, I get back and be like, oh yeah, I was right. I knew all that hard work I put in writing and fucking every night sitting with this shit, rewriting and recording it, re-recording, So I like the writing part because I hate sitting in the studio. That's the one part I hate the most.
Now who comes up with the beats?
With me, I have a producer in London that I work with a lot, that I connect with. His name Paul White. I work with him since like, for like the last Triple X and like, so that's like my main producer I work with. And other than that, I try to work with like producers at this point that I always wanted to work with. So I reach out to like all the old school guys that like I would love to work with RZA from the Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? At this point. So I'm just trying to get with all the producers that I always wanted to work with at this point. But at this point, like I work with Paul White. He's a guy in London. But he pretty much like he was more into like he into a lot of the psychedelic shit that I was into. And that's why I connect with him, like, cause it's like a lot of live instrumentation, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So it ain't just a motherfucker just sampling, It's like I don't know, we really trying to like be progressive with rap at this point.
Who are your influences?
With rap or in general?
In general, music.
Yeah, like in general, man, I would say like fucking. Like Nas as rap, like rap music.
Tremendous.
Nas was like, that's what I always like looked up to. Because I just looked at that like the great story of like, I don't know, of what a rapper's supposed to be. Like, I always say like, a rapper can't be made. Like every day a motherfucker say I want to be a rapper. I never had that conversation with myself. Rappers are born. You know what I'm saying? I was in kindergarten and I was in show and tell. I ain't had nothing to show or tell. I ain't know. And I just said a rap randomly. And the class was lit. The class was like, that shit was dope.
Can I ask you a question, Danny? And I was thinking about this, and it's...
and I just kept rapping. I swear, that's how I started rapping. Kindergarten.
Like, I was thinking about this the other day. A lot of, like, musicians and, like, when you think of guys, you don't really think of singing being, like, a very, like, manly activity. And I know rapping isn't technically really always singing. But, like... I don't know. Is it like tough? Is it manly to be a singer? Like
some of the best singers weren't even good singers though.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel me? Like some of my favorite artists, I don't think like in that world. Like I don't think Ian Curtis was a great singer. Like from Joy Division, I love Joy Division. That's like one of my favorite bands. So that's one of my biggest
I
influences.
enjoyed the visit.
That's actually my last album was just like really like influenced and then like really like I guess like tributed to him in some sense. I called it Atrocity Exhibition because that first song of that Closer album, like I really just hit home with me really hard, you know. So I just took that one song and made a whole album out of it.
Who was the crackhead from the Temptations?
The crackhead,
Ruffin.
David Ruffin.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, now that's a real sing.
When he went solo.
See, you born with shit like that.
Yeah,
that's
when
born
he
with.
went solo, Walk Away from Love, whatever, all that shit.
I Wish It Would Rain. That's my biggest one.
Wish It Would Rain. All that shit. That's
my favorite Temptations. Anything.
It is very
ever.
masculine to sing, Lee.
It is.
You feel?
Fuck yeah.
Well, because I mean, it's Monday. We're gonna play Tony Bennett here in a minute, and Tony
We
Bennett
love Tony Bennett, man.
for decades has been doing it. But I was thinking about it the other day. It's like you both, Joey is like especially you're very much like a man. Like you like men's men, like tough things, and then just singing just seems a little bit apart from
I
that.
feel what you're saying.
A little, but not like you're like a wimp. But it just I don't like it for a second. It doesn't really click up.
You ever heard those narco songs?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You hear them niggas singing? Dude, you go to fucking 7-Eleven and you hear some Mexican music playing and it just sound like they just playing some fucking margarita music or something and they really talking about chopping heads off and killing people.
Oh,
like
that's true, yeah.
That is like the craziest thing in the world to me.
Expression has been around. You know, I love these people. Like right now, you showed up tonight. You showed up with 5 of the greatest classic rap albums of all time.
Yeah, you know how to come through.
You know, but it's like I'm the motherfucker that tells you that no, rap's been around for a long time. Which is that. Put on something fell. Oh, the album finally went.
Finally
down.
fell.
Put on Patato and Totico. Okay, this is rap in Cuba in 1960. Okay, tell me what songs are available.
All right, hold on.
How did you even know what he said?
I
Lee?
grew
Oh,
up.
because I've heard we've played this.
I grew up on this.
You like this one? Agua que va a ser?
No.
En el callejón.
Yeah.
Callejón. I don't know how to pronounce that.
That's the one. He's talking over conga drums. Okay?
This sounds like Narcos already.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for somebody to buy the rights to this and rap over this.
I mean, it's easy call. And he was talking some gangster shit?
He's talking about his fucking neighborhood, dog. He's talking about Hilda. And Hilda told him, I was out doing my fucking thing.
Just the translation. Potique. No, I have definitely checked this out. It's just a bass and bongos.
Andy Garcia paid for the bass player to get out of Cuba. This is like when you go to a Cuban's house and you look at their record collection. If you don't have this, you just get up and leave. Because this is the heart of Cuba. This is put on the Agua que va a caer.
I swear to God,
This is what the Ñañigos used to play for their.
That is the type of shit that I like to rap to.
Oh, this is the shit somebody needs to rap to this.
Like minimal shit.
This is something that this album that I play all the time on here.
It sounds like a lot of rap music.
Dog, this is
the beginning of mumble rap. It's like the bongos,
dog. This is fucking too much. This is too much.
That's experimenting at its finest.
This is 1960 something. There's one jam off that first album that he's fucking.
And this was huge.
This was huge for Cuba. This was like huge in the Afro-Cuban community. That's the other community of Cuba. You have 3 different types of Cubans. You have the light-skinned ones. You have the Trigueños who are mixed with the Indians that Columbus killed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got motherfuckers that look like Danny Brown. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is in Cuba. Now, the motherfuckers that look like Danny Brown just didn't pop up on an island.
Facts.
They were the slaves they brought over that stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this fucking language, and they had this whole thing going on. And that's why it's called Afro-Cuban.
Okay.
Because it's very African. They just put a little Cuban on top of it. And this shit'll go. Hence,
that's just like Afrobeat shit, too. Like.
Yeah, hence a lady called Celia Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
That's Afro-Cuban. Play Kimbala Kimbala from.
What? That one I can't type, Danny.
Yeah, you can. Just press in Celia Cruz. It'll be one of the songs that come up. Right? This is Afro-Cuban. And it's so weird when I listen to that type of music.
What is it called?
That's like rap music for you.
This is rap music for Cuban people. Now they have their own
and that
rap
was
music.
60s, yeah, of course, everybody.
Now they have their own rap music in Cuba. It's called Celia Cruz.
Right.
And it begins with a Q.
Kimbara?
Yeah. Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning, crack of dawning. You know, I mean, this is black African music in Cuba.
Shit, 24 million views.
Oh no, this is the real shit. She got a Hollywood on the fucking. That bitch got a star, Jack.
Shit.
See, when she signed, if you watch the series on fucking Netflix, when she signed with the first label, they were throwing Cuban music at her, and they're like, it ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy in New York said, Doug, you gotta call her blood. You gotta tap into her blood.
Facts.
And that was the rest is history.
Damn.
You gotta tap into what the fuck you are, bro. This ain't no This ain't no rap music. You can shut this stuff off.
I like both of it.
Oh no, that's tremendous. That's even my wife likes that album. That's a great album. That's like a fucking great album right there.
Now, Danny, do you go and tell your guy in London, like, I want something like this, or is he just like, does he just send you?
No, how it started. Even how it started, it's just email. He'd make beats at home and just send them. And that's pretty much how it started. He started sending me beats in like 2010. And I just remember getting a random email. You know how it is. You had your Twitter, you had your whatever, and you had your fucking email out. And I just had an email to send, and he just sent some beats to me. One day I just opened them up. And I'm like, fuck, they were really good. So I just hit them back and just started working ever since. And that was just 2017. Like, what the fuck?
Listen, let's get the fucking elephant out of the room. My blood is music.
Yeah, facts.
The drugs, I knew that I could never have the commitment I needed for music with the drugs I was doing at the time.
It's like drugs and music go hand in hand.
Not this level of drugs. I'd be selling microphones and shit. I'd be housing things. You don't need that. Who was here last year? First off, you got 20 black dudes in your studio and I'm the thief.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So it just wouldn't go off well. It just wouldn't go like 20 motherfuckers in here and the white dude is the fight. Bro, I would steal these chairs. When I was snorting, I was snorting.
How are you gonna steal chairs?
I just knew that I would pawn that guitar.
Yeah, you stole everything in the studio.
That fucking guitar and that snuff.
Everything in the studio. That's what but everything I say, I don't know. I think it really just with me and music. Like I like you. I love music. I'm a fan more than I think I am an artist of it.
You grew up in music at the house every Saturday.
My dad was more into house music. That's crazy.
What's house music?
House music is like like dance music, like Detroit techno, like ghetto tech, like shit like that. Just that was my life.
Moms.
Is that where you
had young parents? That's what happened. My mom's was 18. My dad was 16 when I was born.
Grandparents. You never go over there and they got
my grandparents. My dad's mom is Filipino. So that's that whole world.
Okay.
So I got that Filipino world, and then my mom's is black. So yeah, my grandmoms is still living, but I never met my grandpops, none of my granddads, and nothing like that. There's never really a lot of men in my family, to be honest. I had one uncle who was in jail all the time, and then I had another uncle who was my auntie's boyfriend, my mom's older sister. And he's pretty much like, he's been more influential, like far as like, than probably anybody in my life, to be honest. You know, my dad's, like I said, he had me at 16. Jesus. So, yeah. Then he had 4 kids, like, and he had 3 kids back to back. Like, my dad was a criminal. I think about it I think about it all the time. Like, he was really kind of like, he was crazy.
What, like 16 and 20? He had a kid every year?
He had 16, 17, 18, then he stopped a year, then had one at 19. So by 20, he had 4 kids.
Fuck. Different fucking world, my friend.
So imagine being raised.
Different fucking world, my friend. You know, when I listen to your music, all right, first of all, Lee came in here one day and he goes, some dude, Danny Brown, wants to be on the podcast.
Facts.
I thought it was a white dude. So for a month, people are, you gotta get Danny Brown on there. I kept thinking Danny Brown was the white dude Rogan had on that smoked joint after joint after joint.
Blood after blood after blood.
What's the white dude that he
That's
had on?
my song.
Do you want me to say it?
Don't worry about it. Don't say it.
Yeah, so white dude.
I didn't know. He comes in here, papa, Danny Brown.
Yeah.
Listen, if I want Eminem, I'll fucking call him. All right. I thought it was a white dude. If I want Eminem, I'll send him a fucking telegram. All right. So I go home one night. I'm stoned to the fucking gills.
He's loyal about weird things.
Right? And, yeah, I don't need no white rapper. First of all, I invented the white rapper in 1985. You're looking at him right here. Joey Diaz invented the white rapper at the Sheridan on 52nd and fucking 7th. I broke it down for this black dude and a white dude that were from a record label. I was bartending, and I said to them, listen, the fucking, you know, the 2 guys in Brooklyn. Who were the 2 guys in Brooklyn in 85?
Beastie Boys?
No. Way before the Beastie Boys. I told the other dudes, fucking Snap, Pop, Crackle, and Pop. What's his name? Come on, my Adidas.
Oh, Run DMC?
Run DMC. I go, listen, Run DMC is great.
Crackle, and Pop.
And some and Grandmaster Flash is great. And all that shit is great. But you gotta get a white dude. And they look at each other.
White dude. But the Beastie Boys?
The Beastie Boys came out maybe 2 years later.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I'm like, see? I'm a fucking genius. See, I'm a fucking
Even
genius.
now, like, that's what I'm saying, rap music now, I feel like it's, like, so oversaturated. Like, I can't even see how people even make money in it at this point. There's so many rappers, like, especially with the internet, which is a great thing, to be honest. Cause
it's a great thing.
Yeah, I saw a video about this rapper yesterday, and it blew my mind. There's this guy, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, Chance.
I don't know anything about him. Just ever since I got into podcasting, I don't listen to music anymore.
Chance
really
just won Grammys, man. He's fucking huge.
He was on the Grammys. He did for the White
He did
House.
Saturday Night Live twice,
and he doesn't
don't
charge
have
for any of his music.
He don't have a record deal.
So what is he did his own festival where like 50,000 people came, and he just charges for that stuff.
Just the internet.
That's crazy.
It's a whole new world. You know, I still come from that era. Like I said, I've been trying to do it since the late 90s. So I come from that whole different era, you know, of how to do it. But these kids, yeah, it's a whole different world with them. Like me, like I always wanted to be on an independent label, kind of, because I knew I could have a freedom I wanted to do with my music that I couldn't do on a major label. Like being signed to, like, I couldn't make the girl songs or the club. Like, you gotta think, the music business is exactly what it is. It's the music business. But I didn't realize that until now I'm kind of got deep in it. And it's like, fuck.
Nobody knows the
once you
business
get a
side
mortgage,
of it.
once you get a mortgage and you're like, fuck. You know?
The business side of it is what puts you into shock.
Yeah.
Because guys like you and I started just to get out of what we were doing.
Yeah.
Regular
it was
human beings.
one point in time in my life I was like, if I could just be able to just support my weed habit and to
Pay
be
my
able to
rent.
buy fresh clothes and pay my
I'm
rent.
good.
I'm happy.
I'm good. I'm good. I'll live in this building
If
for
I
the rest
can
of
do
my
that off
fucking
rap
life.
music, I'm happy with that. I swear.
I thought I was going to travel all the time. I wasn't going to get a residence. I was going to get like a down point, like live with 4 dudes. And my plan was to travel 40 weeks a year, no kids, no wife, no family, and just do comedy. But see, now with this Chance guy and guys like yourself with the internet, so your music is free, but you charge on the road.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you get paid for.
That's
You
it.
get paid for your shows.
That's it. You get paid
But
for
you
your
know
show.
how that is, though. We think about the level of those guys, though. Like they didn't even, like, they was just getting millions of dollars off their music. Like, we're not making no money off music. The music is the commercial. That's why I call it the commercial.
The commercial.
And now you
really.
selling everything else. That's why I'm trying to get more into doing anything else. Like rap, to me, I'm trying to make it more of a hobby. And just starting to try to, you know, it's of course it's my number one job, but it was my hobby before. And that's when I loved it. And that's when I felt like I could do my best at it. I don't want to ever look at it to the point where I know that it's paying my bills, so I got to do what I got to do with it, you know, and sacrifice the art or make shit that I don't really want to make just because I know to make some money, just because I need that to pay my bills, you know? So I'm trying to just do more shit. Like, I've been getting more into, like, voiceover, like, just trying to do, like, you know, like, cartoons and shit. Always been just wanting to get into that, you know?
I think you always rap.
Yeah, of course. That's what
I'm driving down the fucking street the other day, there's a billboard of Ice Cube about to beat up a white dude. You know, fist fight. Like, I need to watch this movie. I know Lee can't wait for it to come out. Him and his girlfriend are going to go because they like that guy. And he's from Parks and Rec, and he's funny, and, you know.
He's from Always Sunny.
Yeah,
but
Sunny
I would,
Philadelphia.
But
dude, I can't forgive Ice Cube for Ride Along.
The joke is here that even though I'm looking at Ice Cube and I'm looking at this thing,
all you think about is Ice Cube.
I'm thinking about Tadao. How you like me now? I'm in the mix.
You can't.
It's
shake
1986, and I got the. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the point. That's all I'm saying.
There's so many avenues now where you can make a living, but you're still gonna go to rap. What it makes you do in a way is that now when you go back to rap, the intensity, even with myself. Let's pretend tomorrow, Lee, they come to me and go, "You gotta shoot a movie for 8 months, and you can't do stand up." You know what? After a month, I'm gonna be happy, but I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna start writing, and I'm gonna write the best shit.
It's so hard with rap music, though, man. Sometimes it's really depressing, to be honest. Because you can, like me, a person, I spend 2 years, 3 years to make an album. I would never receive the money or anything that I could get back from rap music that I put into that I made. Like back in the day, like maybe everybody else could probably see the return. Like nowadays, some kid could just make one random song on SoundCloud, and now he's, you know, winning a Grammy tomorrow. Do you feel what I'm saying? So it's almost like it's a whole, like I said, it's a whole new world. You can't really. It's like a new ball game. Like I feel like, and I'm still playing by old rules, kind of. You know. I mean,
well, somewhere along the line, you could play with old rules, but like new way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, I see a lot of comics my age that are at home.
Yeah.
You know, I could have been at home tonight. My daughter too.
Facts.
And
I know.
the kids.
I know.
But
same here. I want to be with my cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I want to
saying?
be with the cats. I want my voice to be heard. We want to get out there. You know, this is our commercial.
Yeah.
This is Lee and I's commercial. Lee
Facts.
wants to do consulting. I want to do stand-up. This is our fucking commercial. Somewhere along the line, you got to sacrifice. But it's not a bad sacrifice.
No, not at all.
Because 20 years ago, you didn't have this opportunity.
No, because
30 years ago, you didn't have this.
The way I look at it is the American dream. You want to be able to support yourself off something you love doing. Nothing sucks more than, like we said, I was fucking selling crack. I didn't want to do that shit. I just wanted some Jordans. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so now it's to the point where, yeah, I'm comfortable in life, but it sucks when you see, like, I don't know, you see like certain music, I don't know, like hot for now type stuff. It's almost like, I don't know, like robbing a bank.
years ago.
I feel like it's like robbing banks sometimes with the way people make music sometimes, because they know what they're doing, because they're that talented. They're that talented that they can make something that they can program with you to like. Like they know it. They know it sucks to themselves. That they're way more talented, but they know this is what the people like.
When your boy and the other guy stole that song from Marvin Gaye.
Your boy.
Ain't my boy.
He ain't my boy either.
Why is my boy?
What's that dude's name?
Robin Thicke.
I didn't know I was stealing the song. I was on pain medication. Robin Thicke. I will smack you to fucking death. The first time I heard that song, I said, that's Marvin Gaye. I said that to myself in the fucking car. That's Marvin motherfucking Gaye. The other poor little bastard. I don't know nothing. I never heard that song before. How the fuck did you not hear that song? You grew up in a black house. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Like if somebody stole a joke.
Oh, please. It's a fucking nightmare.
It's the same thing. Like, but it happens all the time. I think more with music, though, people just, it's like a trend to just, like back in the day, like with like Wu-Tang, when them motherfuckers around, you came out and tried to rap like Wu-Tang might fuck you up. Nowadays, it's just cool to just sound like whatever's hot. Like, let's just say whoever the hot rapper is, everybody that just try to rap just sound like him. It's like no more originality. I think that's what the internet kind of fucked up, though. Because I remember a time in my life where we just had these albums going about tapes and going about shit. And the Ghetto Boys didn't look like Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre didn't look like Wu-Tang. But nowadays, you look at every rapper, they all look the same.
Everybody got the hood on. Everybody's cold. They could be in fucking Florida and they got a fucking a wood cap on and shit. God forbid they don't have the goatee, the fucking, everybody looks the same. What is it, Lee? What's going on?
Well, at what point is that allowed? Like that amount of sampling? Because just for example,
with sampling, it's all about what happens is, let's just say I take, like you say, okay, this is what could happen with that case, with the Michael Jackson record. Let's just say I sampled the Michael Jackson record, right? And I want to get it cleared, but then they say, fuck, for you to use that, it costs $1 million. Fuck, I can't afford $1 million to pay for that Michael Jackson sample. So I take it and I get it replayed. And you will go find people who can replay this. You find a band, you find some players, or you get it piece by piece. It was a bass on there, it was a piano. You find the instruments and you find musicians that can replay this, and then you can just use that because you don't have to clear that because you replayed it.
Really?
And that's how. But it sucks kind of when you do that. It's never the same as what it was with the sample. Like my last album, I was a lot of replays, and the replays is never as good. Like I wish people. Sometimes I be wanting people to hear the original demos of some of these songs that we replayed. Like if you hear the actual shit, it was phenomenal. I mean, it came out still. I mean, I did the best what I could possibly do with what I had, But I really like the original. That's why. But this album, I spent $70,000 in samples alone. Like, I don't have that type of money to be putting into an album. You feel what I'm saying?
Let's pretend you have an album, one with smoking and drinking on it.
Yeah, that one I didn't really have the budget that I had.
All right, so let's pretend.
Smoking and Drinking was not a sample, though.
No. I'm just saying. I like that album.
Yeah.
Whatever that piece is with you on the cover, I like a couple songs from that. Let's pretend Janet Jackson comes to you. Let's pretend Joey Diaz comes to you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. He goes, hey, man, I like the beginning of Smoking and Drinking. I want to use it on my next CD, and you're like $50,000.
No, see, I'm saying that go through like my publishing deal.
Okay, so
like I just signed a publishing deal. Like I don't even be knowing. Like I just signed a publishing deal. I've just always like I just renewed a publishing deal not too long ago, but I don't be knowing like you sign a publishing deal and just one day you wake up and your song's on TV show.
You get paid for it?
Yeah, I mean you get the little checks in, but it don't be like that, I mean you get the first pay in from the publishing company, that first signing bonus, and then after that they gotta they trying to recoup off that, so. You just look up your shit be on any. My shit could be in the tampon commercial.
My question was,
I don't know nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
Would Janet Jackson? No, not Janet Jackson. She's fucking. Would Rihanna pay more for that? Two
I mean,
Lions
no,
and
hell
Joey
no.
Diaz.
What you, that's the difference.
That's
with that
the
too.
difference. That's what I'm
If
saying.
you're popular in a motherfucker,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you're right. They might just let you use that motherfucker for free.
Because I can't
In
let
some
you
sense.
use. I've always listen.
Yeah,
Find me Janet Jackson in '94. No, 97. She put out an album called The Velvet Rope.
Yeah, Velvet Rope was lit.
Give me the songs on that.
That was she was on her freaky shit. I like that album.
That's when she dumped the.
She even had a masturbating skit on there or some shit. That album was lit.
On the
That
side
was her
of
most.
it, I'll tell you the
That was her
songs.
most hip hop album though that
Right.
she had.
What's the songs on there?
Okay, give me 1 second here.
That was her most like.
All
that
right.
was like.
So
Some
they
real,
got-
it was like some Dilla shit on there. To be honest, like really like some Detroit shit on that album. To be honest, I fuck with that album.
So the 6 singles?
I really
Is that
bought
what you want?
I bought that album.
I don't know. The Velvet Rope. What songs are on there?
I can't believe I bought this album. I remember this, man. But that was the time, like, I actually missed that. Like, I remember the time in my life, like, every Saturday, I just go to the record store. And just,
Everybody. That's why I
and
grew
just
up in a
buy
record
something.
store.
I had
You
to buy
bought
something.
The coolest album
I don't
cover.
care. Like,
The coolest album
and I guess
cover.
it was
Something.
a dry time, and I just grabbed the Velvet Rope one time. Like, I gotta grab this. That single cracking. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I gotta just grab it. I might have a girl over or something. Want to hear Janet throw it on. But Velvet Rope was lit.
All right, so we got Twisted Elegance, Velvet Rope, You, Got Till It's Gone,
That's the fire one.
Interlude, My Need.
Got
sorry.
Till It's Gone.
Hold
is
on.
the
What else?
Fire one.
Speakerphone, the 2 interludes, so maybe it's like a skit.
The one that don't play nobody but you.
You?
Yeah, see, that's the one. Like this song here, she samples this whole fucking jam. All right.
She paid though. But part 2 to that, it's like it comes out of your budget. Like they give you a budget for an album.
So from Janet Jackson, she gets a big.
So who knows?
budget.
She probably had $3 million back then. She probably had a $3 million budget.
And that includes
for
the
an album.
videos too.
Yes.
So nobody makes videos
It includes videos and
right
everything.
here.
Yeah, I remember this shit.
How do you always find live shit?
I'm okay, sorry.
Don't
remember
worry
this
about it.
shit,
Don't
though.
worry. But that's
Yeah, I
the song
remember
of
that.
war.
Yeah, I remember
Like
that.
she
Yeah, she used
sampled war.
She paid him, but like it's dope to be honest. To me, it's art. I don't know.
I like it. I kind of like it.
I love it.
I like
But
how
I like it. I don't like it. I like it not like in that sense where you taking it like loops is cool where you taking something and it's just a whole. It's just a reinterpretation of that piece. And that's cool, but I love when you can take something like that and just chop it up and deconstruct it to the point where you couldn't even tell where I sampled that from.
Well, even OPP.
Yeah, that's a loop though. That's like so like.
That's a loop. I like that loop.
Yeah, because ABC shit.
Yeah, I
Who
like
didn't
that
like that? But the thing is about that, like with me taking something so popular like that, a loop that if you gotta kill that shit. You can't come half-ass on no fucking Michael Jackson sample. What the fuck? Like that is too like. What is you gonna come with on that? Like like. So to me, I don't know. I can't rap over something that popular. I wouldn't rap over a sample that popular.
No, what's the deal? And I don't want to start any problems, but like for example, I don't know anything about rap, and I know that it's well known that Drake has used other people's lyrics.
Yeah.
So like what like was that like stealing?
No,
jokes?
it's not using people's lyrics. He feel like he used people waves, but in some sense, it's like he's not really used people waves. He put people on too, and what that meaning is like. Let's just say you made a song, Lee, right?
Right.
You made a song, and you just some kid from somewhere, and you had it on the internet, and it wasn't really popular like that, but it was popular in your little circle. It was popular in your little, your situation, and then now he jump on and shed some light on it, and yeah, it made the song more popular, and it got the song on the radio. You became a big star. It became a hit song, but that's all it was for you, and it just was another hit under his belt.
Okay, so
And
let's
now
start
when
this
you
from
try to do
scratch.
it on your own, you can't. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's start this from scratch. You're in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
You're the king of your fucking little hip hop community within a mile.
Yeah, because
Okay,
you had to do that.
okay.
At one point in time, I had to do that.
Right. You're the king of that club. That
one
club,
point in time, I did have to put
the Sugar Honey.
I had to
that's
put
your
the
club.
foot down. I had to put the foot down.
The Sugar Honey is your club. Whatever, the fucking Sweet Tooth on Lancashire, that belongs to Lee Syatt. He raps his death off over there. It's white young Jews. They jump up and down. They come see you. You don't go see them.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz, best rapper in the game, plays the Cobo Arena or whatever the fuck.
Cobo.
Whatever the fuck. Is that still in the song?
Yeah, Cobo. I mean,
Whatever's big.
I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. I think it still is.
So somebody comes up to me and says, Joey, what are you doing afterward? You know me, dog. I ain't got no after party. But one of my girls says she's popping off over at where D Brown is the king. All right. I walk in. D Brown is doing his setup on stage. You know, you got a couple songs recorded. You're working at the tire shop to put your demo together. You know, you're like fucking dude in 8 Mile.
Yeah.
I come in, I hear you sing Smoking and Drinking. Mm-hmm. What happens now? I take it from you, or I sing it better than you and put you on the song to do 2 lyrics. You get $2 and you go home.
Yeah,
with your little knapsack.
That's probably the second option.
So let's say I go in there. I like you the way that song is popping off. I give you a hug. We high five. We're black. We're beautiful. All that fucking game. Okay. We go into the studio a week later. You tell your family Drake is flying me up there. He puts you in a hotel. He sends some fucking chicken there in the room. You know, you go to the studio. You lay it down. He sings the whole thing. He adds lyrics to your jam. You go home. What do you sign now?
Your life away.
Is there any percentage?
Your life away. You signed everything away.
Even for being the writer of the song.
That's the point of it is you want to make a career out of rap music. That's the goal. That's what people not realizing. There are people in rap music with careers. Like, literally careers. Like, you're not looking at them like the biggest rapper in the world. You're not thinking about them, but they tour all the time. They can tour it when they want. They can make an album. They can get a budget from their label whenever they want to make an album. You feel what I'm saying? Then you have these big guys that you got to stay on the radio. Once you don't make a hit, your label might drop you. Like, 360 deals, which is the worst shit that ever been invented in music history. That's what's probably killed rap music. And 360 deal is when, now you sign to a major label, they taking the money from your merch, they take the money from your show, and they take the money from your music. Back in the day, what I known is that the record label, the music business only take music. You make money from your merch, and you make the money from your shows. And that's the way I feel, my principle in it. That's probably why I would never really sign with major labels.
Right, because now they don't make enough money on music.
Yeah, they got to take it off.
So they got to take a piece of everything. Your T-shirts,
yeah, they take
your tours, and in the old days, I give you a budget, which is basically an advance, right?
Yeah.
So once the album drops.
Because you really trying to stash that. Everybody trying to stash their advance, even though this last album, I spent more than what I got on my shit, And I got probably, I don't talk about, I spent 70,000 in samples alone, and I'm on an independent company, and I don't have that type of money to be spending on fucking music.
So like when
I got a fucking big family. I'm from Detroit. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so when you go on the road now, there's 3 different T-shirts.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, we have a whole fucking booth full of merch,
everything.
But the thing is about that with merch, I feel like you can't burn it out. You have to make it still cool and exclusive, and like, when you make it too much, that's when, I feel like it's just become like, I don't know, it just feel like you thirsty.
People get pissed at me because I don't put out enough merch.
Yeah, I just feel like you're thirsty.
I don't like it either. I don't
want
selling
to feel
merch after
thirsty
shows.
about that.
I want you to come over and shake my hand.
Yeah,
talk to me.
I just don't. If you want it, you'll get it.
Yeah, you'll get it. It's
You know what I'm
online.
saying? Like,
I don't want to push it.
I don't want to buy a T-shirt. Buy a T-shirt.
Come over, take a picture, get the fuck out of here.
I don't want to be there. I sell music, not clothes.
No, I don't want to do none of that.
You feel me?
My wife went to lunch, and the person told me that my wife started giving me luggage with shirts, and I fucking hated it. I did it like 4 times, and one day I just left the shirts. I'm not doing this no more. And then we got the shirts for the
happened with me
taping.
before too with a record.
Yeah, I wouldn't
left
take them.
boxes and boxes of
fucking
t-shirts at
hate
the
that
hotel.
shit.
Like, fuck
you want to
that
buy a
shit.
shirt? Go online.
I'm not
dog.
carrying that shit with me.
I love you. Yeah, I love you if you want to buy a shirt, but it's not my primary business. I want to focus on my comedy. I don't want to focus on shirts and sunglasses and fucking
It just makes me
headshots.
that's not what I got into it for. You know, for one thing, like I just really like I say, I like the writing aspect of it more than anything. For me, like that's one thing I love. Like that's what people don't understand. Like with rapping, it's so easy. To be honest, like just like comedy or something, it's pretty much set up punchline type shit. You feel me? So with me, I just pretty much just try my best to just like make the fucking most original shit I can possibly do. Cause rap music has been around for fucking. It's still relatively new, but it's getting old at this point where it's still like, I don't know, it's weird, and it's still always, they say it's a young man's game, but it's like old men still run it, you know. It's like a weird facade. Like rap music is, I can't really no one will ever be able to put their finger on it, and that's what make it so cool.
I'm gonna tell you what else about rap music.
Because any day, it's like the American dream. Any day, some kid can just make a video on YouTube and become just the star of tomorrow.
There's a lot of good
And be a
rap
fucking
music.
millionaire and like, you know.
There's a lot of good rap music. And a lot of artistic guys. You're very artistic in your music. I like what you do, but there's a lot of bad rap music.
Oh, but
Jesus Christ! There's a lot of bad comedy. There's a lot of bad
the
films.
thing is about rap music, I hate when people say like it's bad rap music. It always been bad rap music.
Which one you want me to move?
The Hennessy.
Oh, my bad. I won't listen more. But look, people say like it's bad rap music. It always been bad rap music. I don't remember a time in my life where it wasn't bad rap music.
Now,
It's always some good. There's always some bad.
is it
It's
like
never
reality
been
TV?
all good. Yeah, it's never
Like
been.
when you go to county jail and that brother gives you that tape, and he says, "Dog, this is the shit."
Every year
That's
of a
bad
good
rap music.
rapper, every year you could tell me about a good rapper. I can tell you about the trashiest shit that came out that year too. It never was. It always was some trash shit that was cracking.
And
up.
I like the new stuff. Let me tell you something.
But I'm saying no, it's right. Rap music has always been what it is. It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. That's why I really feel like to myself, I'm just more like I'm a fan of rap, but it's my environment that controlled that. It's from where I'm from. It's just my blood. It's just what I was like, gangbanging. Like people like we were talking about earlier with gangs. I was born into rap music. If I was born into fucking rock music, I'd have been playing a guitar, singing in a band.
Now, who was the
feel me?
first rap that you heard that you said, "This is it. I'm definitely fucking"?
LL Cool J,
No shit.
radio.
No shit.
First, I remember I was in kindergarten. Like I said, I did that rap in the class. So then one day I remember my uncle. Not even my uncle. He's my cousin uncle. You know how it is. You know, so many baby daddies in the family type shit. But my cousin uncle came in. He was babysitting me. He came and picked me up from school. And he was like, "Hurry up, nigga." I swear, this is like kindergarten. Like, "Hurry up, nigga."
Hurry up, nephew.
That new no, he said nigga. He said, "Hurry up, nigga." That new LL Cool J just came out. I ain't got time to be playing with you, man. We gotta hurry the fuck up. I'm trying to hear this shit. And he dragged me the fuck, ran in the rain, ran all the way the fuck home. And once we got to the crib, we got in the basement. And then he whipped it out, and it was that fucking album with that fucking radio on it, on the cover. Pulled that vinyl out and put it on the plate. And that fucking first 2 beats dropped, and all I remember just was like, "Oh yes, this is what I'm doing with the rest of my fucking life." Facts, like ain't nothing else for me. Like this is what it is.
And who solidified it?
And
What was the second album that solidified
ever
it?
since then, that's what it was. The second album, like I say, ever since then, I was just it was on. Like, so I probably like bad shit before I realized what was good. You get me? Because I still went through the phases of a kid, liking like shit like Kid and Play. Like I was still a kid, like an MC Hammer. You know, I still liked I didn't know what was good rap music or bad rap music. But the point was that I had a young dad. Like my dad bought me Wu-Tang's first album. He just gave it to me. I didn't know who the fuck Wu-Tang was. Just bought Wu-Tang album and just gave it to me. Like, listen to this shit. Like, you know? So it was to the point I was on a level like that with my dad, where he knew how I liked rap music, you know?
You said earlier like you like the writing a lot. Could you make a living just like writing lyrics for people?
But that's the hard part. Do I want to write the songs that make that type of money, that will support that type of lifestyle? You get what I'm saying? Because right now you got to think, with rap music, like we say, it's still, like you say, it sucks. So we got to make rap music good. How can you make rap music good? You know, at this point, like, people making shit, like you say, like the shit you like Zeppelin and Sabbath. Rappers being, like, progressive and experimental at this point. You know, motherfuckers are still doing them same drugs and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? And doing rap music now. Like, that is, I feel like, you know, like, it almost was at that point where it almost like some 70s shit, but it never really could just break the mold. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still in the middle. I never saw Avatar.
I never did either.
And I don't want to see Avatar. And I'll tell you why I never saw Avatar.
That's why I love you.
$700 million.
I never saw Avatar either.
Okay, so now the movie gets selected to be
I
the
never
movie
saw
of the
Avatar
year
ever. Swear to
and all
fucking
this
God.
shit, and it pissed me off because listen, if I gave a 3-year-old $700 million, they could give me back something that's not
Facts.
bad within a fucking year. Okay, my mentality is this. I like rap music. I don't like it overproduced. Okay,
That's the same thing with me. That's why I like it minimal. That's what I said.
I like it minimally produced, and I still want to feel like I'm there. I want to feel like I'm walking to get a nickel bag.
Facts.
If
That's
my
what-
heart's not beating like I'm going to get a nickel bag,
If it doesn't scare you,
I don't
it's
wanna
not
hear
rap
that
music.
shit.
If it's some shit you can play around your fucking grandma, it's some shit you can, you know what I'm saying, your mom, like, it's some PC shit, like, no. Rap.
I like the Beastie Boys. Would I take them into battle with me? Not really. I like the Beastie Boys. People get mad at me. You don't play the Beastie Boys. I like the
Boutique.
Beastie Boys.
Paul's Boutique is a classic.
Yeah,
That
but
was
would I
amazing.
fucking take them to the
They
fucking
took
war with
sampling.
me?
They the one that.
Yeah,
they
did.
the one fucked up the sampling shit. To be honest, but back in the day, with the equipment and shit that they were using to make rap music, and with all the shit that they was doing, like creatively and experimentally, like with compared to what we do today, it's not even coming close. Like they used to have like 12 samples on one record. Like you go back and listen to those Public Enemy records with like Bomb Squad and shit. It's like that shit is, you can't even pay. You wouldn't even be able to fucking clear that type of shit. You wouldn't be able to even make those type of records today. They fucked it up. Not saying they fucked it up because they made amazing music doing what they did, but you couldn't even do that type of shit right now. They used to have like 10 samples on one song. I would love to do shit like that, you know, with me, but it's expensive to make rap music the way I want to make it, and it's cheap to make rap music that's popular right now, and that's the best way I can explain it.
Do you have to balance making songs that are you think are going to be popular versus songs that you actually?
I just
enjoy?
don't. I mean, I just don't. That's not my world. You know, I
You
just
don't
look
think
at it
about
like
that
that.
way. You don't think about it.
Yeah, I just don't. It's not my world. I
Okay.
just look. I'm happy with where I'm at. Like I say, I came in this shit just thinking if I could get if I could just be fresh and pay my rent and
Pay
smoke
your rent,
good.
that's it.
Well,
I'm happy with
And not
that.
spend the night
and
in county.
and I surpassed,
Yeah.
and I way surpassed that. I got out of jail in fucking 2007 with it. Like I'm gonna be a rapper dream. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, let me-
And it's 2017, 10 years later, and like fuck, I've been here for 5 years already. Like it's already, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm already trying to explore other options at this point.
Where's Tony Bennett at?
Play that Tony Bennett cocksucker. Your heart. Tony Bennett.
How much fun did you have in county jail?
Shit. I had a lot of fun. Only reason why I had fun because I think I don't know if you call it luck, but I got lucky.
Lucky. That's
I got
lucky.
fucking lucky, man. And I got the best fucking job in the jail, man. And I worked in the kitchen first, to be honest. See, but it all breaks down to rap music. So when I got, so break down to what you said earlier, Lee. Was asking me, how did you feel when you first, I didn't know that. When I first caught my case, I caught a distribution and manufacturing case for weed.
How do you manufacture weed?
I don't know what the case, what it was that our posters got a possession with intent to distribute. But we had a gun. You know, when they raided us, we had a gun. So they was like, we'll drop the gun case if you take a distribution with manufacturing. You know, lawyers, that's what we bargained, so that's what we took. We took the distribution case over the manufacturing case because that was going to get us the probation. I mean, I guess it was I don't know, whatever. I took that, but I got probation for that. And you know me, I just violated the probation off rip. Like, not even, I think no, I didn't try off rip. I just started smoking weed and started selling. Like, I just never acted like it ever happened. But I still went, like, I ran away for like 5 years before I even got caught. I was flying, going to other states. I remember I got caught in the airport one time. Me and my homie trying to go to Miami just to like fuck around with some bitches and shit and just like turn up. And I had like 8,000 on me, and my homie had like maybe like he probably had like more. He had like probably like 20,000 on him, just in cash and chilling. But you know you can't have more than 5,000 in the airport.
What?
I thought it was 10.
Yeah, 10. You can't have more than 10. Some shit.
What do you?
Well, probably now, but I think back then it was. I don't know. But whatever. I had that warrant though. What about the DEA grabbed us up? Just Detroit Airport. The DEA grabbed us up just because we had too much money on us, they said. And they took us, took us in the room, searched us. We ain't had shit, you know, they never found it, but they had that money.
The DEA
but then they ran my name and they had that warrant. No. And they asked me, they said, so we can just take this money or we could take you to jail. What's your choice?
Oh my God.
We was about to go to Miami. It's my birthday. It's my birthday weekend. We was going to Miami.
They shook down homie for his 22?
Yes.
Oh, that's cold-blooded.
Cold. They took his shit. Yeah.
They got me in Detroit too, coming back from Miami one time.
Detroit, Miami is like real, like sketchy.
Detroit's fucking crazy. I was coming from the Improv to go to Montreal.
See, that it's just Canada in general, though.
And
every time I go to Canada, they fucking shake me down.
No. My plan was to land in Detroit Airport, go to a hotel in Detroit, chill for a few days, and then try to sneak into Canada. Somebody in Detroit said they could help me go through the bridge.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
This is way before 9/11.
I don't trust none of that shit.
See, before 9/11, I used to sneak into Canada through Buffalo because my friend's dad had a gambling pass. So they would just wave this motherfucker in, and then he would drop me off at the bus station in that place, and I would take a bus to Toronto. I thought I could do that through Windsor.
No.
That's where I was going to go. So I go to fucking Detroit. I'm at this hotel. And like the second night I went out in Detroit, I took a cab to Greektown.
Yeah, Greektown.
And I started walking around there, and I went into a bar, and somebody sold me a gram of blood.
You still found blood?
I still found blood. First night in Detroit.
In Greektown.
I went back to look for Coco's.
Coco House Comedy?
And Coco's was closed. Mm-hmm. So guess what? My hotel was 4 blocks from Coco's. I went right to the hood. You know me, though. This $44 a night, and you get 2 free towels and dirty movies.
2 free towels?
What is that? What hotel? What street is this? You remember?
Hell Street. That was the name of it. Hell Street.
It's all
where people yelling and screaming next to you, people getting stabbed, but you don't give a fuck. So again, they said
it's lawless. It's so fucking.
It was lawless. They kept
it's saying no police. It's no. They don't give a fuck. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can literally, like, I've literally seen people get killed. Like,
what,
bro?
You gotta remember this.
Why do you still live there with your mom?
I mean,
take your mom and get out.
This has to be 19 years ago.
I think about it all the time, Lee. I think about it all the time. Sometimes I think about it like I might have fucked up.
All right, so I think about so listen to this. So I'm waiting for the call.
I might have fucked up because I had the chance to leave, but I didn't.
I'm waiting for
And
the
I bought
call.
houses.
I'm waiting for the call to go to Windsor. I'm gonna get smuggled into Windsor. All right, I'm waiting.
No,
for
you're
this.
not.
Yes, I am.
They are so hot.
Yes,
bro.
I am. Listen to me. This
What
is,
happened? How
This
did
is
this start here?
1998.
Okay, 90. Oh no, it still was hot.
And
How are they gonna
fire.
sneak you
I
in?
have no idea.
It was
They
hot
know the
back then
people,
still.
And next thing you know, the people come, they meet me,
Max,
and they say to me, "Listen, man, it's gonna be really hard to get you."
I
in."
told you.
I said, "God damn it, here I am in Detroit."
Canada.
I hug these. Listen to me, dog. I hug these motherfuckers. Hugged them. I said, "Thank you. We'll figure it out." As I'm walking the streets of Detroit, it's 4:00. I hear a horn beep. I turn around and it's this lesbian dude named Mimi
a
Gonzalez.
lesbian dude.
A lesbian chick named Mimi Gonzalez and shit.
Mimi
And
Gonzalez.
she was in town to do comedy, and she didn't have a hotel. And I said, "So come stay with me," because she was living in her van at the time. This is fucking crazy.
Mimi Gonzalez just saw you roaming the streets of
I met
Detroit.
Mimi out here.
Yeah, I'm just
Mimi
saying.
Gonzalez was a Cuban Jewish lesbian,
Of course.
and she lived in
So
Hollywood.
you
for
saw
while.
a random.
She saw me. I don't. I don't. Listen. When you're in Detroit, you don't look up. You look down,
Hell no.
and you keep walking straight ahead. I don't know nothing.
You look straight.
I hear horns beeping. I don't know nothing.
You look straight.
I don't give a
ahead.
fuck if you're laying there and fucking waiting.
You keep
you
fucking
keep
moving.
walking. It's 1998.
You act like shit ain't, bro. I don't give a fuck what
I
happened.
don't stop for nobody.
Fuck, that is Detroit.
She
See?
kept yelling, "Joey, Joey,
See,
Joey,
I only
Joey,
think
Joey."
like that's like you have to grow up and just know that. Like you have to be instilled with certain like it's like common sense and it's like street common sense.
You have no idea like, what they do
Detroit
in
is
those
a-
cities.
Detroit is a place where if you don't have street common sense, you will get
Don't eat you up. Don't listen. Don't take this
Like
fucking
a
dude they hate. Don't take this dude
They will,
hate.
bro.
Throw him into the street. Hit him with a car. He goes down. They'll let one go. Lee, help him. And you come over. He'll bang you. And I'll
Yes.
pickpocket you.
Yes.
And there you were trying to be the good Samaritan. No, mind your
the
business.
good Samaritan
You don't know
always get
nothing.
fucked over.
Keep walking. Wherever you were going, keep
I'm
walking.
gonna cancel my trip to Detroit.
That
Come-
dude on the street is a pigeon. No.
Oh,
This
no.
ain't just Detroit. This is every city. This is anywhere. They run a game everywhere. Anywhere where there's tourism. Look, the cops even are coming
It's
over.
no
to get 'em.
tourism in Detroit.
Well, they used to be.
No, never.
Yeah.
Not to me. Like
No, not to you.
As like I've been from the like, I mean, I guess it's some, like I say, I remember being a kid and always hearing about Coco's House of Comedy
Yeah,
on the
Coco.
radio, and always like, yeah.
And before that, it was something else. There was two of them, but the main one was All Things Something.
So Detroit is always like any place I feel like with that much depression always wants some fucking light of sunshine. So always was a comedy scene probably
Tons of
in
comedy.
Detroit.
Tons. From Royal Oak
Yeah.
to Traverse City.
Like, one of my homies, like he was like a comic from Detroit. Like he moved out here now. He's starting to do good now. He cracking.
Yeah.
Like,
There was, when I first got here, there was 4 brothers from Detroit that were tearing it up here. They got a deal from Cosby's company. They got a deal from Puffy's company. They called themselves something. But then one of them got into a car accident. Thomas Ward is still around. They were funny motherfuckers. In fact, they lived up here. They lived down the corner 20 years ago. I used to hang
Detroit,
with them.
but any place that I feel like that is that the present to be at, you always be able to create some type of way to make, like I say, a ray of sunshine. You know what I'm saying? Like even with me with rap music, that was my getaway. That was the way I escaped being where I was at. Me going in my basement and just writing a song and recording it. And like I say, I sing it to myself, and I thought it was dope. And like, and then I make it, and then other people was like, "Oh, shit is tight." And you know, before I know it, like even with me with the internet shit, that shit happened when I went to jail. I didn't know about putting my music on the internet or nothing like that. Like to me, I just thought internet was fucking going on chat rooms and jerking off on porn or to some weird shit or stuff. I don't know, you know. I didn't know what the internet really was like that, you know. But when I was in jail, my brother started putting my songs on like random websites and shit. And then when I got out of jail, I kind of had like, I missed that whole MySpace era. When I got out of jail, it was like Twitter was just starting. Boy, I caught on to Twitter early, you know, as a luck, you know. And then I just started being on Twitter and just started just promoting myself on Twitter, like early. Like maybe it's like 2000. Whenever Twitter started, I feel like it was really like when it first started type shit. Because I remember that it was on the Sidekick. I had the Sidekick phone. That's when I was on.
I was never cool enough to have the Sidekick.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you really had to type a whole person name, you had to hit the. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't even DMs. I'm talking about when you had to really say what you wanted to say on the shit. I was on Twitter like really like cracking when it wasn't even DMs. Like, and that's where I feel like my music took a turn. That's when shit changed. Because before then it was like me just being in Detroit, like going to open mics where I wasn't really accepted for the type of shit that I wanted to do with my music. And then it was like when I went up to New York, or if I went to LA, because I was coming out here too. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do music and stuff. I never would fit into what was popular or what was considered to be, I don't know, like to be, I don't know. I was just doing what I liked, you know? And it never would like click with people in some type of way. But once, like, I guess, like, 2011, like, when Triple X came out, it clicked, you know? It just was a time when it clicked, because I was knocking on that door forever, you know? I was 30 years old when people started acknowledging me as a rapper. Like, it's nothing worse to me, like, I feel like, than telling a person you're a rapper. Like, that's, like, the worst shit ever. To tell a person you're a rapper. Because you don't never supposed to have to tell a person you're a fucking rapper. You feel me? They supposed to know.
Supposed to know, yeah.
If you have to tell a person you're a rapper, then guess what? You're not a fucking rapper. And it's just embarrassing to even have to go through that, you know?
Now, you said that your brother was putting the tapes on for you online.
Yeah, when I was in jail.
Where were you taping this?
No, I was just random. No, I was going to New York. What happened was, okay, I had a group called Reservoir Dogs, which is my cousin and another homie, Chips, and Dopehead. We had a group called Reservoir Dogs. So we made an album, we put it out, and it was kind of it was decent, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't nothing that was gonna change your life. You feel me? So, but what we did, we had money involved in us. Whole nother world of other shit. We had motherfuckers involved with us that was like doing bank scam shit, like scamming the checks and shit. So like them and trying to make. This was the days of like when like Master P and like Cash Money and all that shit came out. So anybody with money thought they could just start a record label and one day they could become a fucking millionaire. So I had a homie that was like doing bank scam shit. Like the type of shit where you just, that type of shit motherfuckers doing now. Like you got a bank account, they just take a random check and deposit $10,000 in your account. It clear, they give you $2,000 and take the, you know what I'm saying? Take the 8, and then whoever find it, they split. They give them $2,000, and they taking the 6. And he used to have like 3 people a day. Like he was just making like, so he just invested in the record label one day with me rapping, because I was just broke as fuck, smoking weed in my fucking basement, recording songs on a fucking 4-track. And then he just made an album with me, like put the money into it where I can get in the studio, pay for producers. And we made an album as a group, but it just, and then we paid for songs to get on the radio, like literally paid for DJs to play our songs on the radio and shit like that. And like,
How much would it cost?
a lot of fucking money. Like we got a nigga fired. We got a nigga fired for the radio station. I swear to God. Like so much, we paid this nigga like $5,000 to play a song on the radio. But the nigga played it like to the point where it got kind of like popular and shit. So we was like doing like local shows and it was like popular, but it. So what happened was he tried to take the music, you know, he like a number of company do. So he went to like Def Jam and like record labels with the music and shit. And A&R at Rockefeller really liked the shit. Like he really wanted to fuck with it. Like we're trying to get it cracking. But once they did the deal, did the meeting for it, when they went into the shit, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm the artist.
There, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck was said. To me, when they came back and was like, this shit didn't happen, it was like I just was hurt. Like all I knew was motherfuckers went to New York and motherfuckers met with motherfuckers and they said they were trying to do a deal, and then the next thing I know, the deal didn't happen. But what ended up coming out was that the motherfucker that went in there, that put the money into it, went in there, you know, talking crazy, talking, you know, just extra, trying to get, you know, just talking, you know. So that didn't happen, but some type of way, I still got the A&R connect from one of my friends that was there with one of the guys. And I just contacted him and told him who I was. Like, I'm Danny Brown from the group Reservoir Dogs. I had this, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. I fuck with that shit. You can come out here, I'll check. And I was making my own solo shit at the time already. So I had a mixtape already that I made. And I just came out there with that mixtape. And then he took me to a studio in Queens. And then I just started recording at that studio. And I made like 3 mixtapes there. Like, I'm talking about years. We're talking about years of work now. Like, I would go to, like, fucking New York, like, I was broke as fuck. Like, I was sleeping on couches. I'm down at homeless at this point. I'm bouncing from, like, my aunts to grandmas to, like, aunts. Sleeping wherever I could sleep. Smoking whoever weed I could smoke, bumming cigarettes. Like, that type of shit. Saying I'm going to be a rapper. Just trying to figure it out. Thank God I went to jail, to be honest, because I think going to jail made me a rapper. Because before then, this is before jail. This is when I had the warrants and I couldn't, I already violated the probation. So now I'm just trying to be a rapper. But I know any given moment, police could fucking type my name and it's a rap. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm flying. That's why I was catching the Greyhound in New York. So I go to fucking New York with fucking $300, sleep on the fucking studio floor. And because he gave me the A&R at Rockefeller didn't even have that much pull to even get me signed nowhere or even do anything. But I was able to come out there and he show me love. I'd be able to sleep at his crib and fucking, go to the studio, record music. I would just try to record as much music I could make. And like I say, eventually I had enough songs that when I went to jail, my brother just made mixtapes out of them. I wasn't thinking about doing none of that type of shit. I was thinking about getting a fucking record deal because that's what I knew to be a rapper. So when I came back home out of jail, I kind of had like a name a little bit, like on MySpace, like had like fans. Like he had people writing me in jail and shit, like Danny Brown and all this shit. And I'm like, oh shit, like maybe it is something, And then once I got out of jail, I was like, oh shit. But I went right back to hustling, though, when I got out of jail, though. I still had to because I was still kind of like homeless, though. That's the worst part. Like, you want to get out of jail. Like, I felt like that was the worst day to me, to be honest. Like, you say, like, how much fun you had in jail. And I was like, I had a lot of fucking fun. But I remember the first day being out of jail and being like, what the fuck now? You know what I'm saying?
You missed that salami sandwich.
I mean, I just knew in jail. I mean,
that bologna sandwich,
I guess
American cheese.
I wanted to be out of jail. No, I didn't miss none of that shit. I don't want none of that shit. I ain't gonna say that. I don't miss none of it. But I'm just saying, I remember being like, I guess you're institutionalized in that point. Or I don't know. But I remember coming back and being like, what the fuck I'm gonna do? And I didn't have a plan. So I had to go back to hustling. I remember I hooked back up with my homies and now they were selling weed. But they was getting the pounds from Arizona. And the only job I could get then was like just loading the trucks up with the pounds of weed. Because flying to Mexico, not Mexico, but flying to Arizona, and these motherfuckers, Mexico niggas don't even speak English. None of that, they stealing money. Like the most sketchiest shit I've ever been a part of. And I just remember we was still like, I would have to like fly out to like Arizona, like load trucks up. Load the trucks up. That's what I get paid for. Put the weed on the trucks. That's what I was getting paid for. But like 3,000 pounds, shit like that.
How much are they paying you?
I would probably get like 2,500 a run. So it was like maybe doing like maybe one a month. And
you're good. It keeps your dream alive.
But I was trying to be a rapper at that time.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're financing your dream.
But every time I was doing it, I felt like, fuck, I'm going to jail. I'm going to go back to jail. Like, I was really scared. Like, before, like I said, back in the day, and I was selling crack in apartments and shit, I wasn't scared. I wasn't worried about nothing. But once I got to that, like, that shit, like, putting 3,000 pounds on fucking trailer tractor, and fucking going to Miami with fucking $50,000 worth of ice on that ain't yours because they just want you to look good because they with you and you in this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going back to jail. This is what I told myself in jail I'm not going to do. And then once I got back out, I was right back in it, So I was trying to be a rapper, and what we hated as drug dealers was rappers. What do you hate more than anything? Like when we went to like the strip clubs or like niggas like had money like real money. Like we go to Atlanta, we go to fucking like you got real money like, and you got these rappers that don't even got money like you got. But the bitches is all on the rappers. All the strippers all on the rappers.
Well, if the rappers got a hit.
Yeah, I mean, period.
Yeah, if the rappers got a hit, I know the rap.
It was like that rap. But even with me, like, that wasn't the drive of it. But I remember, like, all my drug dealing, like, that life of being a drug dealer, like, being around the drug dealing friends, they hated rappers more than anything. So me just popping up saying I wanted to be a rapper was like, no one fucked with me after that. Like, they just cut me off, like, literally, like, cut me off. Like, stop fucking with me. Like, you rap? Like, I don't fuck with you. And I was rapping my whole life before I even met them. They just didn't know it.
I bump into one rapper every week. Lee, hold this. I got to go to the bathroom. But I bump into not Danny Brown rap. You know what I'm saying? But somewhere along the line, if I go to an audition, I go to a meeting, there's always one dude in there with some fucking outfit on.
Looking like a fucking clown.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
It's embarrassing, man. And I hate it.
Like, what the fuck? Talk to him, Lee.
I was planning on it.
Lee, man.
What's up, Danny?
What time is it? How much time we got left?
I don't know. We got a few minutes left. Fuck. What was I gonna ask? What would you say? Because I told people were super excited you were coming on, and someone said like, "Oh,
it's so funny that people like know that I fuck with this shit." So I know like.
Yeah, how did that happen? Like did you? Because I watched Hot Ones and I saw it there.
No,
but the first time I saw it was on Twitter.
Yeah, of course. This is how I fuck. Because you know I like video games a lot, Lee. You know I'm a gamer. Like I play video games a lot. You like video games, Lee?
I do, but I'm not good at them, so I quit easily.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with me.
Yeah, like
that's probably why I was, but whatever. But yeah, I don't finish a lot of games. I start.
Me either.
But I like that. But I buy them all. I try them out and see them, but I don't finish a lot of them. But how it happened was with video games. Just being on the road, buying video games, and I bought UFC.
That's a hard game too.
So I started playing UFC, and from me started playing UFC, I started liking Joe Rogan.
Just from the video game version of Joe
Rogan?
I'm
talking. This is years ago though. This is years in the process of this making.
Oh, okay.
So then I started watching Joe Rogan. And then one day I see this guy, Joe Rogan. So now I become a fan of this guy. This is all come from, you know what I'm saying? From video. This is where it came from.
That's what
But UFC too. I wasn't even a fan of UFC when I bought the video game.
It just was a cool game.
Yeah, I just was I was on tour. I was on the road. I just bought every video. I was just, you're on the bus. You play video games. You buy DVDs. You watch movies. So I was just one day on the road. Was like, fuck it. I'm gonna buy. Oh fuck it. UFC, a fighting game.
I've never been on the road.
Play UFC. I didn't even know of UFC fighter name at the time. Now I'm so engulfed in fucking UFC. It's like runs my fucking world. Like. My fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't even explain it. Like, it changed my life in some sense.
Yeah.
Like being like, it just even learning about like, cause even the point of like I say, like it went from fucking just me buying that video game on the road, and then hearing Joe Rogan on the fucking video game and being like, oh, Joe Rogan is dope, and just liking Joe Rogan. To start watching real UFC fights from me liking a video game just to want to learn about the fighters that I was fighting with on the fucking game. So now I'm watching real UFC. So now I learn about Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan. So now I watch Joe Rogan podcasts. Now I fucking learn about you. You know what I'm saying? Now it just trickles down effect. So now I just watch. Now I'm part of the church. You feel what I'm saying?
And we love it. No,
now I'm here smoking dope on the church. I love it. You feel what I'm saying? And it started from a WFC video game on tour. You feel what I'm saying? But that's the way life happens. You feel what I'm saying? If you don't look at the little signs and shit and just realize it and just respect it what it was, you feel what I'm saying?
When I was washing my hands, I was thinking I wanted to ask you something. Because this is how I felt. I fucked around for years. Got locked up, did my time, And when I walked out of that prison, I felt like all my sins were absolved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too though.
Like, that's how I felt.
That's what I felt. That's why I never went back. So I feel like that's the most, like, to me, the most, like, I'd rather die than go back to jail, bro. Like, that's the most scariest shit to me. Is to go back to jail.
It wasn't that it was scary.
I just don't ever want to go through that
You didn't
again.
belong in there.
I don't want to go through that
You know
ever
where you
again.
belong
I'd rather
somewhere.
I think at this point in my life, like, I'd rather die than probably.
I just knew I didn't.
And like I
belong
say,
in
I
there.
had fun. It was great.
I had fun.
It was really great.
And you were
But-
county. What county?
Wayne County, it was so, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like with me, I had the best job, which is the worst job. And the best job in Wayne County Jail is fucking registry. So I work registry, and that's when you get registered in. So the motherfucker that work registry is the motherfucker that really control the whole county. Because when you come in, guess what? You got your cigarettes on you. You may got a bag of weed in your ass. You may got whatever. That all happens in registry. Once you get changed out of your real clothes and get put in your greens and go to your flow, whatever. I'm the only nigga down there that works that fucking motherfucker. Like, I'm the nigga get your cheese sandwich when you working and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only fucking male inmate that even interacts with female inmates. I had so many fucking female bitches writing me. I ain't even had people out the outside writing me. I would just take the fucking court slips and find a bitch and then see her and know her name and then just take the fucking her number, inmate number, just to write the bitch off rip. I'm the nigga work at registry. I see you going to court. I'll be giving you your sandwiches. I hope your case going away.
No way.
And before we know it, now we jerking off to each other letters, but want the rest of our bit. You feel what I'm saying?
Did you ever hear
I
about?
had more bitches in jail, in that jail writing me. I swear no one was writing me on the outside. They were like, it was over for that 8 months. I didn't even want a letter from any. I didn't even want to visit. I had it cracking once I got the registry, and it happened for me being a fucking rapper, like rapping. Cause at first, you get the fucking kitchen job, and I was working fucking like the fucking dishes. And that shit, they called that shit Water World. I was in Water World working that shit. Motherfucker getting splashed up. Washing dishes and shit, fucking up. And then it was these two motherfuckers on my pod. They ran my shit too. It was a big ass nigga. This nigga like fucking 6, fucking, I don't know. He looked like a fucking Travis Brown or something. You know what I'm saying? That's the nigga who ran my flow. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be a rapper, but he was trash. I swear, every verse, like, he was just so trash.
You might listen to this. You don't want to.
I mean, whatever. No, he's not. He's probably in jail right now. But he was so trash, and they used to rap every night, like just all night. Like I would, like when they lock us down, like we'd be supposed to go to sleep. You could hear these niggas cells away just rapping in they cells, and it's the like the wackest. Like it's just so trash.
All night.
All night.
I told Bert
and I'm not
Ferguson.
even. I didn't even tell niggas I could rap. I ain't even told nobody I could rap.
No.
But they getting on my nerves so much. Like it's killing me. Like it's irking me. Like it's making my skin crawl every night. I can't even sleep right hearing these motherfuckers try to rap every night. So one day I just get fucking pissed off and just go in their fucking room and just unloads a clip and just give them like 2 verses. Just give them bars like and show them really how to do it. Like just rap for them and they were so fucked up, but they felt deceived too, that they've been around me for months and they've been rapping in front of me and doing all this, and then I just all of a sudden just come out the blue and just do this in front of them. So, but they respected me so much, and they knew my case, and they knew who I was, because I wasn't on there, I wasn't trying to be a rapper. So once they saw that, like I say, he ran our flow. The nigga was like 6'8", like diesel as fuck. He tell you to turn the TV off, motherfuckers turn the TV off. You feel what I'm saying? He ran our floor. And he was the one that worked registry. So once he left registry, he gave me his job because he felt that I was going to become a rapper one day and maybe I would help him. I don't know, something, but I was so good at rap to him that he always would invite me to his fucking cell and be like, help me rap. Help me write some bars or figure out some shit. Show me how to do this. Just and when he left, he gave me his job. So I had registry.
Oh, your boy's going through changes.
No, but like what if he?
Lee going through changes. See, look, I feel like I'm good. Like I ate the star. I was straight. Look,
I just another one.
I feel like I really accepted it. I thought I was really scared of it.
See, no.
I accepted it.
You went with it. You went into it with a clear mind.
Yeah, see, I respected it. I went into it with. See, if you don't go into shit with respect, that's when you get fucked over.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
You see, it's that easy.
I respected this. I wasn't about to go in there and try to eat.
I talked to my niece.
I wasn't about to eat fucking 6 stars as soon as I come in here fucking with y'all niggas. Come on, man. You ain't about to do me like that.
My niece called me tonight. She goes,
but 1 star wasn't bad.
Is Danny Brown really going to be on the show? Yeah, Danny Brown really going to be on the show. I had another niece call me, and she's like, listen, I got to talk to you about something. We started talking about one of the dates I have. Excuse me. And then she goes, can I ask you a question? I go, why? She goes, are you trying to kill Lee?
Thank you.
And I'm like, no.
Lee's in training right now.
She's telling me, she goes, the most fucked. And like, this is the niece.
I can't really understand. I can't see
This
it.
is the niece that I grew up with her uncle and her mother. So she knows all the motherfucking stories. When she was a baby, they used to hide the coke under her crib.
Lit.
So she'd be in the crib. She'd be in the crib, and this was her mattress. It would be in here.
Right,
So
yeah.
everybody knew that if you picked up the mattress, you'd wake her up. Fuck that. You don't know how many times I went in there at 5 a.m. and creeped up that mattress just a little bit.
Oh, shit.
And got my little Cuban fingers in that motherfucker and took that baggie out with the You know me, dog. I don't give a fuck.
Fact.
But she goes, it's weird how your tolerance. She goes, I see you eating. I see you smoking. I see you eating those stars. And it's because I go into it like it's a situation. I remember when, if I would eat 5 stars, I'd be high for fucking 12 hours. Couldn't stop talking, couldn't stop eating, paranoid. Now, I look at it just as a day in the office.
Oh, my God.
So how I go into it is how I walk out of it.
Sure. That's not how it works.
Yes,
That's
it does.
not how it works, dog.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I mean, you know more than us. That's
Yes, it does.
That's
Yes,
why
it
I'm
does.
gonna run with it. But say yeah.
No, because here's the thing. Like,
Because you might be right. I can't, like you said.
Look at
if I didn't respect the star.
No, I'm fucked
But
up.
look
I'm
at-
fucked up.
oh,
But like
and again-
after the week of sugar cubes, the edibles
week
aren't really
of sugar cubes.
Yeah, it was sugar cube week.
You still got sugar cubes.
Wait, look,
yeah.
get a whole box. Right? So
we
like
got
after
paper acid too. We got loose.
after the week of sugar cube, like the edibles just aren't as hard anymore.
And these lights right here. Oh my god.
Oh that's thank you.
These,
one minute you're doing acid, one
this
minute
right
you're
here.
on other. But the tolerance thing.
One time I did acid and rode my Segway for like 2 hours.
And you did what?
Rode my Segway for 2 hours around my neighborhood. The wind felt so good. I thought I was an angel flying with wings on my back for a moment. I just know one of my neighbors saw me. Like, what the fuck is Danny Brown doing? He keeps riding around the corner. Oh, he holding his arms on like he on the end of the Titanic ship. That's what I can't be doing, like hallucinogenic drugs.
Nah,
I do mad goofy shit.
That shit fucked me up for 2 weeks.
I just do goofy shit. Gotta embarrass myself in front of people.
Listen, I went in that bathroom just now. And as soon as I turned on the light, I got a flashback to that night I did the acid. That fucked me up.
Oh, when you cut that light on?
The night that me and him got high. Now, Monday night, I was straight. I got a little high in here on the acid. But I went home, went to bed. The second night with Ralphie May, there was a point in here I couldn't fucking talk towards the end. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and my face was pale. The light in there was green. I went in there to pee. I forgot what I went in there for. I washed my hands. Then I peed. It was fucked up. I came out here. I'm like, I'm fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. You a soldier.
But, you know what? Within 10 or 15 minutes of acknowledging that, I smoked a little reefer. I went home and made a fucking salami sandwich.
Ooh, I got a corned beef from Grand Breast right now. Waiting on me.
And within 10
I
minutes,
knew I was
asleep.
a doctor for
It's the
fucking
mental aspect. I call Lee.
grabbing a takeout sandwich.
Lee was up all fucking night. He wanted to walk around. If Lee would have gone home and made a tuna fish sandwich and sat down and watched TV, within an hour leave.
You've been good.
I can't watch TV on acid.
Well, yes, you can.
I can't.
No,
I don't like it. The colors are too bright in the
Bro,
face.
I watched. You know what the craziest thing that ever happened to me, Danny Brown? I'm writing about it right now. Like, this is what I'm writing about. Like this, like right after my mother died. Like, they buried her on a Monday, but my mother's best friend said, "Listen, I'm gonna stay at the house, so when you decide what you want to do, you let me know, and I'll leave." And I go, "Listen, I think I'm gonna move with the Benders on Thanksgiving Day, but why don't you stay for 2 weeks and help me with the transition?" So for the first week, I was cool. You know, we're all cool for the first week. We come home we were supposed to come home, but the second week, I started eating that acid again. And she's living in my mom's bedroom, and I'm living in my bedroom, and I got my TV with the cable. And I did acid one night, and I came home, and The Blob was on. The one with Steve McQueen.
That's the last shit you want to see.
Jesus fucking
Oh my
Christ.
God.
Lee, I was 16 years old.
That shit fucking me up.
That
Not on
shit-
acid. So
that
I can
shit-
imagine a motherfucker being.
When that thing was coming under the door and shit, I started
my
looking under the door. But there's one scene in that movie.
Why would you watch that on
Oh
acid?
my God.
Because
Like,
the
that
tool
shit
was on,
fucked me
Lee.
up. Like,
There wasn't
normally.
90 channels.
So
like
turn
there
the
is
TV off.
and do what? Sit there in the dark on a head of acid?
Better than The Blob.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You rather take The Blob. It's Steve McQueen. There was a little bit of comedy. I giggled a little bit, then I started getting paranoid. It didn't help that I had the lights off. I had to turn the fucking lights on. Once you turn the lights on, everything's all right.
Everything be all right.
Everything's
That's
all
what
right.
made me realize. When I took acid, I still got some acid in my house that I lost because I was just so geeked about it when I was high off the acid that I was having such a good time. Like, I gotta hide this shit, and I don't even know where I hid it. I look for it all the time, but I don't even know where the fucking acid is at. Man.
I feel ashamed that I did it.
It's in the
2
house.
weeks
I
ago.
got some acid in my. I don't know where it's at though. I did it.
Like the first night I did it, I felt okay, but the second night I started thinking about, like, I'm a 54-year-old dad,
That's the thing.
and I'm doing acid. What the fuck is wrong with me? I should be ashamed of myself. I should be shot, fucking hung, and thrown under the prison for doing a head of acid. What type of dad am I? So
Yeah.
now I'm on the fence about it. I got a
Yeah,
little tube there.
I feel you.
When I see Lee slipping, we'll do some more sugar cubes just to make him.
And just, you know, there's no guidelines for that. It's not like I could adhere to anything like strict and on
That's
something.
why we look up, like me, like being like 36 and looking at you, like I want to be like you when I'm 50.
When 54,
Yeah.
alive and kicking,
And having
giving it-
fun doing the ass shit. You get what I'm saying? Like I aspire to be like you. You know what I'm saying? More so than to be some like fucking just bored and just fucked with life and just stuck in some shit that I don't want to be involved in. Like, you lived your life the way you wanted to live, and now you know what I'm saying? You're still doing that in some sense. And there's some people that stuck in shit because they just like jobs. They don't even want to work. Like we saying, like to me, the American dream is to fucking be able to make money off of doing something you love. We have people that's fucking working jobs, making a lot of money, and probably don't even care about it, and don't even hate doing their fucking job. You got people married to motherfuckers, people in relationships they don't fucking want to be in. They don't want to be around that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they stuck in that shit. Like, but I feel like you, as you know what I'm saying, like that's what I found when I first heard you. I'm like, this is how I fucking grew to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing the fuck I want to do with my art. You know what I'm saying? Like, you with your comedy and me with my rap, I feel like it's the same kind of way. Like,
same animal, brother.
I didn't sacrifice it for, and maybe me like being so fucked up all the time. I'll talk about it all the time. Like, that might be the reason that I didn't. I mean, I'm not fucking like the fucking biggest rapper in the world or whatever the fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could still go out.
You didn't want to be.
But
if you wanted to be, you could be, but you didn't want to be.
I still
you
look
just
at
want
it.
to do something with your life. Like
I still kind of look at it like selling drugs, though. Like, long as I could be able to make money off it, and I could not. Like, Detroit's still dangerous. I want never to be able still even to live there and probably do what I do if I didn't keep it as low key as I keep it. Like, it's local rappers that's probably get more trouble or more like acknowledgement than I get, and I'm fucking, you know what I'm saying? But I like it like that, like you said. So I wanted it like that, kind of, to be honest. But I still like I got what I want out of it. I feel like, and it's, I don't know, like with as far as rap music, it's like I don't know if I like. It's so much. It's only so more I can go with it. You feel me? Before I can feel like the next level for me is the only thing I feel like is like running a record label. Like me just now like going into like finding those kids that was like me from Detroit that probably a major label wouldn't like them being experimental just because, you know, like rap music, like you say, it's bad. Rap music is not, it doesn't have a good name. I don't care. Like, I'm a person that's in it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, when you're in the trenches of it, when you're in the trenches of some shit, you can really talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
no. We're talking about
like, it don't have a good name.
And that guy in the prison.
It doesn't have a good name. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I love rap music, but there's a lot of...
It's not respected. It's not, like, respected.
I know who's faking the funk. You can hear it. There's something about it that you know when they're faking the funk.
Oh,
See,
no.
I was going to ask about that. I have no idea. How many of these rappers who were saying... Like they're doing what you just did, or like sell drugs or whatever. Like, are they actually doing it? Most of them are probably not.
I mean, it's just like anything else. It's all entertainment. Anything for entertainment purposes. So anybody that, even if I did sell some drugs, I probably would exaggerate it more just to make it more entertaining.
Absolutely.
Motherfucker sold a dime bag and tell you he sold keys.
Kilos.
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Man,
so.
I had 3 dudes working with me. Let me give some shout outs real
Facts.
quick. Maverick Matthews, I love you. Edsky Ugaldi, stay black. My man Leon over there in Germany. Amy, thank you for the birthday wishes. Tiger Armstrong, D. Alexander, Trip Berg, Bergie, my main Armenian over there. Always, we talked yesterday. Jimster, Daniel Riley, and Nick Nightingale. Nightingale. You know I love you, cocksuckers. Don't forget, I'll be over at the Minneapolis House of Comedy Thursday night, bitches. Friday and Saturday. Don't fuck around. Bring the reefer. Bring the pills that killed Prince. Whatever you got. A wheelchair, roller skates. I don't give a fuck, Jack.
I love Prince, man.
I love Prince too.
Purple Rain was like I remember, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's like my childhood. I remember coming home from school, like my mom was like watching Purple Rain, my whole house like smelled like weed. But like you said, it was still different shit involved. Like when I was coming home to a fucking clean house though, sparkling, spick and span, in a fucking cooked meal. You smell it too, over the weed. Like nowadays, like fucking kids, like they motherfucking feeding them McDonald's meals and shit. Like it's not even like. I don't know, like you said, like it was a different type of parenting. Even though my mom was young, I still got that old school parenting. Because it was that, I don't know if it's that generation or that, because maybe my grandma's raised me more so than my mom's. When I think about it now, you know? Because she was so young, she couldn't really take care of me. Because I really went to my Filipino grandma. Because, you know, me, I was the first. I was the oldest child.
How was your Filipino grandma?
What'd you think of Filipino grandma?
How was she?
Crazy than a motherfucker.
She love you?
I mean, it was just, she spoiled me a little. It was spoiled, but it was like spoiled crazy. So I had to deal with being spoiled to deal with crazy. So like I could get those Jordans and I could get all that shit that I wanted that my mom probably couldn't afford. My grandma could get for me, but if she came home and like the house wasn't clean, or like little like weird shit like that, she would like freak the fuck out and like just like be like trip on me. Like it was like weird. Like I couldn't do shit. I couldn't bring girls over. Couldn't like, it was just like extra strict. Like extra strict. My Filipino grandma was like
Catholic,
but would give me Pentecostal, which is extra. Like went to like Filipino Pentecostal. I went to fucking church every Sunday. Church is like when I really realized I was like really wasn't like a good kid. Like I was like fingering bitches
in church.
Yeah, fighting motherfuckers. Like I was like, that's what I really like did. Cause I was like, I used to go to church with her every Sunday. Like I lived with her, like my brother, like my mom's, like so I lived like. But I lived with my grandma and shit. Because I wanted to be an only child, I guess, though. Because I was the first one. I don't know. I guess that's how it is when you're, like, the oldest one. I don't know, like, kind of, like, jealous. I don't know. But, so, me going with my grandma was, like, me being the only child. I had my own bedroom. I didn't have to share shit. Didn't have to do, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to live with my grandma. I wanted to do that. But she was, like, way more strict than my black parents. Like, the black shit. So once I got older, I was like, fuck Filipino shit. I want to go with this nigga shit.
What is Filipino music like?
I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I never been to the Philippines. The only thing I know is my grandma. I don't know.
Well, yeah, she did.
Only other Filipinos I met was at the church, going to church with my grandma. You know, other than that, it's not like a real big Filipino community in like Michigan. I don't think. Like, I don't know. But that's the only Filipinos I met was like going to church. But as far as that, like, but the lifestyle, like, she still lives like she fucking in Manila. She don't know fucking. She met some motherfucker that came from Detroit. Like, I never met my fucking granddad. I don't know what. Like, I feel like I got his blood all the way. Like, I don't even know who he was, but I probably feel like that's who I am. Probably. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they say he was tall as fuck. He just was like a savage. But the thing was, he was in the Peace Corps. You know what I'm saying? During the Vietnam shit and whatever the fuck. My grandma was a school teacher in Manila. He met her. Brought her back to Detroit, but then when he brought her back to Detroit, he ended up being a savage, beating the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? Like, just wilding. He died of alcohol poisoning, but I don't really believe he died of alcohol poisoning with a Filipino grandma.
They killed him and shit. They buried that motherfucker in the yard and shit.
I'm just saying now that I'm like 36. 35 or whatever, you know. I don't really, like, you know, I don't know people who die of alcohol poisoning. I don't even know motherfuckers that overdose of coke right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't even overdose of coke right now. That shit is, like, so bad right now. I don't even know, like, who even would want to do coke right now. Like, but
let me ask you, that you still tour a lot?
I just came off a fucking 4-month tour.
Where'd you go?
I went everywhere, United States and Europe.
No shit. Who else was on the bill?
Me and another artist signed to my label, Zaloopers. So just me and him.
And when do you go back again now?
I'm not trying to go no time soon. I guess whenever something else work out. It happened, but I guess that's the most, like, I don't, like you said, I don't make money off music. I make money off shows. You know, so.
About 10, let's
I mean,
say,
I play at festivals. I play festivals, you know.
let's say maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you numbers. I lived down in Hollywood. And the kid upstairs, unbeknownst to fucking me, who I saw every day and talked to, and he'd walk up and down with a fucking guitar box. You know, I thought he was a student up the corner. Everybody got a fucking guitar, right? Mm-hmm. Well, one day we're talking in the back. There's like a 4th of July barbecue. And somebody's going, so when are you going back on the road with Limp Bizkit? Right?
He was in Limp Bizkit?
And he's going, I go back out.
Who the fuck? Was it West?
No. This was the opening band for Limp Bizkit. So, you know, after the barbecue, I saw him a few times, and one day we were outside, and I asked him if he wanted to smoke a joint. And we started talking. I go, can I ask you some personal questions? So you're on tour with Limp Bizkit. He goes, yeah, this is Limp Bizkit's biggest tour. We do 6 cities, and then somebody else does 6 cities, then somebody else does 6, then we go back. I go, how many cities are they doing all together? Bro, I'm just throwing numbers at you. At the time, he goes, they're doing 43 cities. And I go, how many shows are you guys on? And he goes, we're on like 32 of them. So I go, can I ask you a question? Well, we see you waiting for the fucking bus.
It's not.
Right? And he goes, what are you talking about? I go, dog, I get $15 a show, and I got a fucking piece of shit car. It's got no insurance. And the brakes hardly work, but at least
no money.
I'm giving it a New York try. And he was telling me his deal.
Yeah, and it was... Yeah.
They gave an album. The album came in top 10, like number 6. It did well, but not for the 70s standards. It did well for 1998.
Yeah.
and Limp Bizkit. It was on Limp Bizkit's label or somebody's label, and Limp Bizkit took them out.
You just toured with them, and that's what it
They
was.
They paid for per diem, hotel, travel.
That's it.
And that's it.
Cause you paying. I mean, that's what a lot of people don't even understand that part of the world too.
I was like, what?
To even be like most of these, like even some of these festivals, you can't even play these festivals if you don't have the money to pay for them. You gotta pay for your own flight and your own room. Let's just say if like a big festival, like a coach, like some certain shit. If you're not that artist that they like, you know, if they booked you to make you to the point where they're like, you should be happy that you're on this festival, type of shit. It's like you paying for your own room and your own flight. You know what I'm saying? And so if you ain't got that money to do that shit, then you can't even do that. You feel me? So you got to turn that festival down. Thank God, I always had the money to be able to do that, and I think that's what made me. Cause I think I took all the fucked up shit that I did in drug dealing. I didn't do it with rap music, so I always had the money to be able to play those festivals and cover those grounds. So anytime a big festival came to me, and it was probably something that I probably, like a lot of shit I probably did, I probably wasn't even on that level to probably play yet, but I was able to afford it to do it. And I had that name to where I could bring that draw. So, like now it's like I'm too big. It's like I'm in a space where it's like I'm too big for it, I'm too over it. Like you can't really, it's like how I was when I started it. I don't know if I respect it enough. Like I can't explain. Like I'm humble and I'm fucking, and I appreciate everything that I got from it. But it's not like it's not. It doesn't like I don't know. Like it doesn't drive me. Like I don't want to wake up in the morning and write a rap song.
Well, you're pretty good at it. So unless you're gonna become a weatherman over fucking night and BET's gonna make you a weatherman and shit, you better get back to just, in the words of Paul Mooney, when you want to be creative, you gotta go get entertained.
Oh no, and that's what I do, and I know that, and that's what I try to do a lot. No, I would rap for the rest of my life, but I'm saying my whole point
that's
of
not
it.
your number one ambition.
And that's what I'm. Look, now let's draw back to that. Now I told you in the beginning, my favorite rapper was Nas, right?
Yeah.
My last, like when I got out of my last deal, Nas was trying to sign me to his label, and Mass Appeal, and you know we clicked, you know we talked. So you like meeting your idol, like you know they say you never should meet your idols type shit. Like I'm meeting the fucking person that making me like even want to do the shit that I want to do. And when I talked to him, he told me that I was just more than a rapper. That's what his breakdown was like, you were way more than a fucking rapper. And I just thought about that shit all the time. Like, what does he fucking mean by that? Like, what do we mean? But I'm more than a rapper. So always, ever since then, I tried to do shit that was outside. Like, just try to do more than rap. So, like, doing voiceover work or just trying to even do, like, I'm fucking auditioning for movies and shit, which fucking sucks. Because I don't ever get it. Like, going on auditions is not something that, like, that's not a part of my world. Like,
is it frustrating? Do you wish you
even
could make...
now, like, I'm close. I'm almost close to getting the role. Like, I'm close. I could probably say I got it, but I don't even want to mention it. But
it's fun.
I'm close. Yeah, I'm close.
All that stuff is fun. And you know, Jim Brown played football and he fucking shot movies, you know, and now, you know, you put American Gangster on. How many fucking rappers are in that movie? T.I., Common, you know.
Jay-Z did the soundtrack, but even like you, like even with comedy though, like I even feel like even sometime with that, like now, like even look at comedy with Netflix. So many fucking comedy specials on Netflix.
Unbelievable.
And I don't like you can't even watch them all.
It's too much content.
And not even. I mean, most of them not even that good. Like that.
1 month, every month.
There's some shit I can find on YouTube that's better. Like some random like, it's almost like rap. It's like the way comedy is cracking right now, but it's almost like underground shit the way rap was. Like I find myself listening to more podcasts than I do music now, and I find it fucked up because I make music. And I don't even know what's cracking right now new in music because I listen to podcasts. I'm listening to the fucking church. I'm not looking at the blog, looking at what the fucking newest how this mixtape is now. I'm listening to fucking podcasts now. I guess it's like a growing up. I don't know. And that's organic because I'm just doing what I like. Because I could still be studying fucking bullshit rap music and trying to fucking be a fucking 18-year-old right now. And I'm fucking about to be 36. You feel me? Like, I can't be fucking jumping around on stage. Like, when I'm 50 years old. You feel me? So, I'm in that transition point right now. You know? And I just really just want to, like, be secure in life. Because rap music is selling dope to me. It's a gamble. Like, because you can be successful for 10 years and be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, like, I'm good right now at fucking 36 years old, but 46, I could be fucked up. You feel what I'm saying?
Fucked up in which way?
Financially. And I'm not trying to be fucked up in 10 years in no type of way. Like, I came in because people look at it like, and then that's the second call to it where you see these motherfuckers flying private jets and having the biggest, you know what I'm saying, making all, you know what I'm saying, like, it's like, fuck, with not even a half of the shit that you put into what you do. You get what I'm saying? But that shit only lasts for a minute, you know? Like I say, I wanted a career out of it. I didn't want to fucking fly by night, fucking rap, fucking one-hit wonder type of bullshit, you know? And I build a natural fan base, and I'm real humble, and I'm real fucking appreciative of what I have. But I just know the state of music that fucking, the genre of music that I do is not really like, it's not, like, I can't really like look at it like it's not insurance for me. I can't say, and I can't trust it. That's what I'm gonna say. I can't trust it at this point. You know, it's like selling dope to me. And I always look at it like that, which I kind of love, like, because there's nothing like having your back against the wall. And that's what probably makes me produce the best shit. And that's what probably make me have, like, because I know, like, any project could be over for me. One trash album and then it's over. I'm back to figuring it out. I might be buying some weed, going back and trying to buy some pounds of weed.
But here's the beauty of
going back to the hood.
I did some research into this. Okay, let's talk about what's the name of that girl that sang that? Tom Diner. She also sang that song, My Name is Luca, I Live on the Second Floor. I'm just giving you an example of this woman, okay? This woman's no ball of fire.
What was that again, though? What was the name of it?
What?
That made that song?
Tom's Diner.
Tom's Diner. Yeah, that was like a big deal.
Okay.
When I was
We're
a
going to
kid.
take a girl like her, for example.
Suzanne Vega.
Suzanne Vega. Suzanne
Yeah.
Vega had 2 fucking big commercial hits. Tom's Diner, I don't know when Tom's Diner came out, but that was a commercial hit then. Suzanne Vega still held on.
87.
That's 30 fucking
That's what I love, but what you doing? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's 30 years.
So it's to the point, that's what I'm saying, it's to the point in my life where I want to look at it like, I could be able to do this. I wanted to be able to do rap music, and I want to make rap music just because I love doing it, and I'm a fan, and I want to have fun, and I want to make music for the people that
that's
like.
when you'll make the best
people,
music.
The fans that like what I do, I want to make music for them and like that shit. But it has become so expensive that I don't even know if I can afford it no more. Let's say that. You feel what I'm saying? It has become so expensive that I don't even know if I can afford it no more. You know? So to make the type of music that I want to make, and then the type of music that's popular don't even cost half the music that I'm trying to make. So it's almost like a losing game already before I even start playing. You feel me? So it's like selling dope. It's like being a hustler, which I love in some sense because it's like being where I'm from, Detroit. If I was like some like I've been doing what I'm doing for a long fucking time and been real like making good money and being successful in that sense. But if I was like, it's rappers that don't even have like a quarter of what I have, and they go through way more trouble just because they way more popular. Because like they hot, like with police. So let's just say fans with the police. I'm still being able to make money and kick my feet up and hang out with my cats and fucking Farmington Hills and have to worry about nobody trying to even worry about where I live at and even be weird with me. Like, I can go out every day and people don't say shit to me and don't fuck with me. Only time people fuck with me is when I go to big cities. When I go to New York, when I go to LA, just big cities. That's when I get recognized and people like, oh, Danny Brown shit. But when I'm in Detroit, when I'm at home, I'm at fucking the grocery, motherfuckers, they hate to see me almost type of shit. It's like, what the fuck you doing here? If a person know who I am, they hate to see me. That's how Michigan is. That's how Detroit is.
And you live in Detroit full time?
I live in Farmington Hills. Well, I probably shouldn't say that, but I live in the suburbs of Detroit.
But you live in Detroit full time, so you fly a lot.
All the time. That's why I moved closer to the airport. So I'm out, yeah.
So will you go back in the studio soon?
I mean, the studio is in my house. With me, I'd rather go back in the studio to be recording lines for some cartoon TV show or something, you know what I'm saying, than an album. But with me, as far as making songs, I can't really count it. Like, it just really happens organically. Like, I just get music, I get beats, and I might get bored one night, or if I'm working on an album, working on a project, I know to put these beats on every night. Probably like a comedian. Probably sit down and want to write jokes every night. I know I gotta sit down and write an album. You know, I gotta write these songs. With me, I was in Adderall. Adderall is my shit. So I take an Adderall. I sit down and fucking smoke an ounce of weed, fucking probably about 2 cigarettes, and write like 5 songs. You know? But then I just write probably like, and I probably do this for like a year, not even record them. And then once I get done, once I feel like I got enough shit where I'm comfortable enough, cause I like, you know how it is when you write some shit and it's so good you just memorize it. Like you in a shower, you just taking a shower and you ain't even recorded this. Like I don't even know for you, like you ain't even said this joke yet, probably. Like you ain't even did this bit. But it's so good to you already to yourself. You just already saying it to yourself. And I have a song in my head. I'm already grooving to that shit. Like, damn, it's going to be lit. So I got to record. And that's how I know when to record that song and put that shit out.
So when you have the lyrics down, you already know you got the lyrics. Where's the beat come from? Your boy?
Yeah, your homies. You just get beats from random. Yeah, okay. The beat. You can't even. I don't start till I get a beat. But I don't even start writing a song till I get a hook. Like, hooks is the number one thing. Like people don't really realize. I mean, that's the money maker. You can't really be a successful musician writing wise if you can't even write hooks. Like you can be the best rapper in the fucking world. If you can't write a good, the worst rappers have the best hooks at this point.
What is hook mean?
They're the most successful. I mean, the chorus.
Okay.
The chorus. I mean, if you could just write choruses in rap music, like that's all that matters now. You don't even have to be like a great lyricist. You don't have to be
What's
like...
the best chorus of all time? I love it when you call me Big Papa.
That was amazing. Damn, that is a great question. Fucking Uncle Joey. What is the best fucking chorus in rap music of all time? And you know what? You know what I would say? To be on some rap music shit, the best rap chorus probably wasn't even rap. It was just some shit that was scratched. Or wasn't a chorus. Like, just being that real. Like, the best rap chorus in this motherfucker probably was Jay-Z. I don't need a hook for this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what the hook was. I don't need a hook for this shit. And then he went back in. So something like that, I would probably say was the best chorus.
When Joey says he would go crazy when he'd hear Black Sabbath, if you hear Jay-Z going, I don't need a hook for this shit, do you...
No, my go crazy for me music is like I'm real, like, I want shit to like, with rap music, I want to make, like, want to do bad shit. Like, rap music, I supposed to want to fucking feel like I want to murder you. Like, the first time I heard Chief Keef, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I want to, like, if rap music doesn't scare me, if it doesn't feel like I don't post it, like, I don't feel like this is not good. Like, it's not good then. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not nothing that's supposed to be on the radio. It's nothing that's supposed to be cool with your grandma and be able to play that fucking picnics and fucking. Rap music is supposed to be some shit that you're supposed to be like, oh, the fuck. No. That shit is only supposed to be listened to in your headphones, in your basement, in your personal time. Like, the shit this person is saying, like, you listen to those early Too Short records, like Freaky Tales, like, you can't even play that shit out loud right now and not feel comfortable. Like, so how was he playing that shit back in the day and being comfortable? Like, the 80s was crazy. Like, growing up in the 80s was crazy in some sense. That's why I'm, like, when you be talking about the 70s and shit, like, I really, like, just, like, really wish I was, like, a part of that world. Like, I wish I was, like, the 70s seemed like the best decade ever.
First time I heard that was when I was locked up. And it was the third spot I went to, which was primarily black. And I said this on Bert Kreischer's podcast. I go, Bert Kreischer, if you think black people talk in movie theaters, wait till you go to county jail and spend the night. You don't know nothing.
They now they rapping.
Brothers come to
now
life.
They rapping on that.
That's why when you
listen.
That's why when you said to me that they rap in prison at night, I just died because if I gotta listen to bad rap,
it get deeper than that. Like Uncle Joey, like I had a bunkie. That the thing was,
oh my god.
Do you know you could take a garbage bag and like wrap it over your toilet, and then you flush all the water out your toilet, and you just put your ear to the bowl and then just yell down the bowl. And there's other motherfuckers that did that, and then now you talking with them like that was like internet chat lines in county jail. So you had it.
It's crazy.
If you had a bunkie, like he would come. They call it flushing the toilet. Like they would flush. Like boom, he'd take a plastic bag, knock all the water out. You in your bunk. I'm in the top bunk trying to go to sleep.
And you're having a conversation.
This motherfucker to flush the water out the bowl. Now he got his head at the bowl trying to talk to. What's up?
What's up, dog?
Yo, what's up? And next thing you know, somebody flushed their bowl out. They yelling back.
Who's this? A little rock.
Yelling through a toilet. Like the same toilet you got to shit on and piss on. You got your face on that bitch like it's motherfucking.
All fucking night.
Fake like you on Skype. Like they Skyping every night. And you might come across some shit. Every night and then I wake up. This nigga might be doing some weird shit.
Won't they see them tomorrow? Won't they get to hang out in the morning?
How? You in jail? Where?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, the yard?
Lee, they will talk. Like, I would be here, and the funeral parlor is across the street.
I'm just saying, like.
And they would yell from the cells.
Oh, yeah, no, that was all.
The brothers would yell, yo, Torre, yo, what up? What up? Where you at? Yo, Torre, where you from? I'm down from Aiton, Washington. You got a cousin named Tina?
Ask him in the morning.
Oh, shit, I love Tina.
I think one thing I learned about jail, and was probably like the best thing, it exposes whoever you are. Like if you tough like that, like you tough like that. If you a bitch ass nigga, like you a bitch. If you a fag, like you a fag. Like if you, like whatever you are in, like you can fake in the real world. But once you go behind them walls, like as a man, like we gonna find, like niggas gonna, like we gonna really, what are you? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you really find yourself. I don't know, like I can't. I don't want to say that, like it's like some type of retreat.
It really is
if you
true.
go there and you make it out, like and you can figure it out, like
it really is true.
Like, but you find yourself in that motherfucker. You really figured out who you are. You're like, no, I'm not like these motherfuckers. Like I watch a nigga get raped through the cell.
Oh god.
Like, so a nigga that had the job for me, like a registry job, like if you know, cause you know motherfuckers come from upstate and they gotta go to the county to go to the jail. And he had to get a nigga the cheese sandwich. The nigga grabbed him through the cell. Like, the nigga, he give him a sandwich. Nigga knocked him out. I don't know how, but he knocked him out some type of way and was fucking this nigga through the cell. Like, he in his cell, this nigga on the outside.
Lee, what would you take, dick or a cheese sandwich?
That's the type of shit and this is county jail. This ain't prison.
God.
This ain't going upstate. This fucking county.
Like, okay.
I saw a nigga get fucked, nigga.
Don't talk. Okay, if I ever had to go there, could I just talk?
No, the worst thing I had. Let me tell you, the worst thing I dealt with in jail. I'm trying like this because I work registry, and I'm gonna put this shit out there because it needed to be put out there.
Oh, sure.
It needed to be put out there. This is a story that needed to be told.
Worse than the last
shit.
one?
What? This is the story that needs to be told.
This is the real one.
This is the story that needs to be told in Danny Brown like some real shit. Like, get your recorders ready, like real shit. So look, I'm working, like I said, I'm in the county. I'm working registry. It's to the point I got the motherfucking police officers on my line. Like all the fucking CEOs, they love me. I don't even eat the jail food no more, Joey. They bringing me Burger King. I'm motherfucking taking Subway sandwiches up to my bunk. Like, I'm living that type of life in county jail. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the fucking police, I'm like teacher's pet. The fucking police love me in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I get out of cigarettes. You feel what I'm saying? I'm the nigga because I work registry. That's the point of registry. So, but all the people before me would sell cigarettes. I smoke so much cigarettes, and I'm getting people sending me money. Like, my homies from, like I said, the homies I was hustling for, they sending me money. So I don't need to sell cigarettes to make money in jail for commissary, because I always got full commissary books. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't tripping on making money like that. So I just smoked cigarettes. So the whole jail hated me. I really flipped the whole jail. When the homie gave me his job and left, he was selling cigarettes. He left out and showed me. Like, he had like 5,000. Like, nigga, I just made 5 racks in like 8 months. Like, he was locked up for a year too. Like, I made 5 racks in 8 months. Like, you better make money while you locked up and leave home with some money. Which I wish I probably should have did, because I went home broke, like I told you. And like my second day being home, I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? But anyway, so I was just smoking all the cigarettes. Like, I was the type of motherfucker that was going to next floors, getting my hair braided by motherfuckers. Like, all type of weird shit. You know what I'm saying? See, I ain't forgot what I was even talking about right now.
That's that story.
What was I even talking about? Where was I leading to?
You were talking shit about the Star of Death.
What was I leading to with this story? I don't even remember, but whatever.
If God forbid anything ever happened, could I like go to a guard and just say put me in solitary?
No one to do that. Leave jail ain't. You know what it is about jail?
No.
It's just be no, I'll be honest though. It's just be yourself. Just be who you is.
I don't want to be anything.
Right, if you will, like I said, expose you for who you is. So if you like not really about that life, then
I'm not. Like, but isn't that what happens? Joey's talked about it. Like, some kid like me just like a DUI or something and end up in there. Well, that seems like the worst place. Yeah, I'd rather be on a negative.
But you know what it is? It's just that those big states, like LA, and like I hear like shit about Texas. Like, a motherfucker get locked up for like a DUI, and you get lost in the system. Like shit like that. You supposed to be fucking. You supposed to got out, and then you end up doing 6 months. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like, I hear a story. Like, even me. But I ain't gonna. I wasn't supposed to do a year for it, because now look what we doing now. You got fucking dispensaries. We buy weed for free. I got locked up for selling weed. I did 8 months in my life for selling weed. And now you can go buy weed for free every fucking day. Y'all gonna give me my 8 months back? Every fucking state trying to fucking legalize weed. That's what I did time for. Uncle Joe, are you out? You alright?
No, I got allergies. You did time for everything else you did. You did time
it just caught up with me. It just caught up with me. That's what I said. I never felt bad about it.
Stick in the head.
That's right. No, the worst story I had. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the worst fucked up shit. That's what fucked our spot up. I remember one time we got raided. Like I said, we used to get raided so much that we was used to the shit. We used to have a fucking ounce hit on the roof. So we'll go on the fucking roof and we'll have this weed. We'll go out there. We smoke.
Why weren't the cops checking the roof?
They couldn't even get up there if they wanted to, because it was a chimney. So if they was to come, it was like a ladder. If they was to come, so you say it was a fucking 7-story apartment, right? So if you got to the highest floor, the 7th floor, and then you saw a ladder, you go up this ladder and it's like a lock. It's like a padlock. So you think it's locked. So when you push it, it feels like it's locked, but it's just us sitting on it. Because they would push on it. They would get there and push on it, but it was us sitting on it. You know what I'm saying? But if you went there, like, as soon as they raided, we would just run instantly and run to that roof, open that shit up. We sitting on the roof, close that shit up, boom. Sitting on it. I got a pack of cigarettes, fired up. We smoking. We just waiting to see. We look over and just see how the neighborhood react to know if we could see the bands and know if they gone and shit like that and know if they left. But one day we got raided, right? We like, fuck it, whatever the fuck. We got raided, but we getting so used to raids, well, we don't give a fuck no more.
What do you mean you don't give a fuck?
I'm saying we don't give a fuck so much that we like, fuck it. While they raiding, we still just left from the roof and just came down and just went down through the shit and just went out the back door. Like, fuck it. And we came out the back door, and then we went to the gas station, like, grabbed some sodas, grabbed some blunts or whatever the fuck, and we're like walking up the block and shit. And then we seen this kid on the porch. And I was like, fuck it, let's just, I ran and sat on the porch of the kid. And the kid, his name was Little B, which is the funniest shit. His name is Bryant, but we called him Little B. This is like 2001, Little B. So I met Little B. He's from Oakland, just the funniest shit in the world. He's telling me about fucking OG Kush, all this type of crazy weed that I never even heard of in my life. But I end up liking this little kid. He only like 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, we had this spot for like, so this is like the first year of us having a spot and us getting raided. You know what I'm saying? But I met this kid, Lil B. I already grabbed the kid from, I remember I told you, like once the spot started making money, I went back to school and started recruiting. And I grabbed the kid, which is Baby James. That's my homie. So I had Baby James working with me. Then Doom, which was like my fourth, I had Doom with me. So I had like 2 niggas in the spot with me with that. And they was like surpassed me quickly. That's how I knew I wasn't a good drug dealer. Like, because like all I was doing was buying video games and like clothes. And like instantly they had like Benzes and car and houses and shit. And like 2 weeks of them working around me. Like I brought them into the shit, and then before I knew it, they was like way more successful than me, and like soon as like instantly. So I ended up meeting this kid, Little B, and I'm like, fuck it. I sat on his porch while my spot was getting raided, and I smoked the blunt with him, and then I ended up brought him into the mix.
How old is Little B?
14.
Oh my god.
But he turns out to be a fucking psycho. Like one day, like I put him in a spot and I put him up on game. Okay, I'm just gonna fast forward and I'm just gonna make a long, just make a long story short. But so now he already with the shit. He in the spot, and one day I just come back to the spot. That's when I knew it was like all the way like full-fledged crazy. Like I come back to the spot. He in there working with us, and I come back to the spot and he like, yo, the nigga owe me for some money, so I kidnapped him. He in the closet right now. He got a motherfucking crackhead that owe him $20 just trapped in the closet, like on some oak. Like we don't even trip on fucking credit. Like where we, like how we hustle, like that is like a $20, like whatever. Like we like,
Like, oh yeah, you gotta give 100 in credit from time to time.
Credit is like what made me like being like popular. Like I didn't even have the name Danny. Yeah. My name was Daniel all the way till I started giving out credit. The crackhead started calling me Danny, like to be like, Danny, what's up? What's up? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the motherfucker, he kidnapped the nigga and shit. He had a nigga in the fucking closet. Fucking let the nigga, I'm like, man, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just not, you gotta let the nigga go. But
how do you get him in the closet?
I don't know, as a 14-year-old. But we had guns, so I feel like it's a gun. You just put them in there.
Get in the closet.
Yeah, he just put them in there.
And was the closet on the street?
If I had a closet,
I'm just making a long story short. The long story short is the motherfucker in the closet ended up getting shot. I ain't saying who shot him or what happened. He ended up getting shot. Like a week later, the brothers or the people of the brother ended up coming through, and they shot our shit up, shooting at us, like doing shit like retaliation for the brother. And it's like, it was a crackhead. This wasn't like, and that's what fucked our spot up. It wasn't that we got into it with some street niggas, some real shit. It was us, like my homie that we got, some random 14-year-old from Oakland. And I was like, oh shit, he with the shits, he might be cool. Let's let him work in the spot. He just took it too far and kidnapped a crackhead. But you don't know who you kidnapping. Like, just because a motherfucker a crackhead don't mean he don't got people. And this crackhead ended up having people that really cared the fuck about him, like really like money behind. Like he was just a crackhead, but his family really had shit. And they threw fire bombs in our spot.
Oh my god!
They burnt the bitch up. Like I remember us it got to the point where we started trying to go out of town because we had so much work from us hustling. So it's like we got to get it up somewhere. We started trying to go to Ohio, Lima, Ohio. And I remember we went to Vegas. Then that shit didn't work out. And coming back, and then everything was just over. Like with selling crack. Like our spot was burnt down. The building was raided out. Like you couldn't even, like, we selling crack on the streets. Like it was over. You know what I'm saying? So just started trying to, that's when we started selling weed. So it just transferred to weed. And selling weed was selling weed to our friends. And from that, that's what got me locked up. And once I went to jail, it was like, once I was in jail, because I was already started like trying to make music and like trying to be a rapper. But like I said, my friends hated me for trying to be a rapper. So I was always like, not really like confident in it. You feel what I'm saying? But I just put my best foot forward. I don't know. It's like I had nothing else to do. I don't know.
You're like Richard Gere and Officer and Gentleman. You had nowhere else to go.
Like it's like, what else am I
That's
do?
it. This
like
is
after
all
that
it is.
point, like after the shit, like me putting the pounds in the trucks and all that shit. I remember one time it was like
Pounds and
no, it
trucks.
was like we was in Arizona and I had to like, and I was like putting the bows on it. Well, we got putting the bows on the truck and shit. But we had like money in the house. But then it was these Mexican motherfuckers, like the one we was getting the pounds from. But like the niggas it was like, okay, it was like the plug, it was like the big homie. He was talking to my big homie, and then it was like he had his workers, then my big homie had his workers, and I'm part of my big homie workers. Like, so I was the nigga that was just with I'm his right hand man. Look, they're fucking playing. I'm his right hand man, but I'm just putting bows on the truck. I ain't doing nothing extra. I got a gun on me, shit like that, But one day, just 10,000 came up missing. So it had to be one of these niggas, like one of these Mexican niggas not speaking English, like weird shit, like. So niggas trying to find where the money at, like, you know what I'm saying, like. And it could have went bad, like. But I guess we just took that L, just to be like whatever. But I knew that, like, that was me after jail though. I'm like, but I'm still putting myself in these situations because this is my big homie that's supporting my life, like put my money in my pocket, but he giving me the gun. And now a motherfucker beat him for 10 racks, and now so I'm supposed to shoot the nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like I got a plan. Like I'm already planning it. Like fuck it, I'm about to shoot this nigga and then just jump out the window, and then I gotta figure it out. I'm in fucking Phoenix, Arizona. But why the fuck I'm supposed to be putting myself through that shit after spending 8 months in the county? You know what I'm saying?
So this is after county jail?
Yeah, this is after. This is when I got out and told myself I'm being a rapper. All the money I was making was going into my rap career at this
You're a
point.
glutton for punishment. I did the same thing. I didn't load
A
trains.
glutton for punishment.
I was
It's
treading
the
on a
fucking.
I was treading on a thin motherfucking line. You know what I'm saying? Big difference, but
Because that's the thing I want to actually like.
nobody comes out of jail and sticks
Like,
with the
how
Bible.
do you stay so strong and just stick to the script?
Me?
Like, yeah.
No. Where's the pen? You know me. I'm a econ major. I like graphs. So there's no misunderstandings. You understand me? I like graphs. So let's pretend I got out of all right. I got out right here. So it was 4 and 3, 7 months I stayed at that fucking camp, okay? Then they shipped me to a halfway house. Now let's say I got to the halfway house Monday at 3 p.m. If you want me to lie to you, I can tell you a bunch of lies and shit. If I got to the halfway house Monday at 3 p.m., you gotta do like a 3-day period in the house where you gotta do paperwork and learn the bylaws and clean your room and mop the hallways. Then after like the 3 days, they give you paperwork and they verify all the places that you know in the area and shit. By Thursday, they let me out in the afternoon. By Thursday afternoon, I already did coke.
What? What time did you leave? Like noon?
Like let's say I got to the halfway house Monday
Right.
at 3 in the afternoon. I played the game Monday.
Okay,
We
wait.
already know it, blow.
I
It's
played
over.
the game Tuesday.
It's over. See, that's my whole thing with me. Like
I played the
hate-
game Wednesday.
Even I told you now, like I told you, like blow right now is so trash. Like,
No. I'm just saying that. How long did it take me to break the law? Like it took me 3 days, and after that I started slinging it.
But it wasn't even 3 days because you
Yeah,
couldn't
the whole
leave the
time I
house.
couldn't think about it. Then I started slinging it while living at the halfway house and loan sharking rent money. Plus, my friend was sending me watches from New Jersey, which fell off a bus there. You know, I was a one-man wrecking crew, but I did everything that was under the radar. Like the only worst thing I ever did there was I wanted to see you, the college, and across the street from the college, there was like a student center. And one day I walked in there and there was this fucking.
I know. I don't even want to listen.
They were like this thing of watches.
Oh my god.
You know, when I was in high school, I stole a whole thing of gold chains one time. It was the same difference. They put a thing of watches that spins around. I just picked this motherfucker up. The old ladies looked at me like, and I just walked out of that motherfucker like, who the fuck you think you're dealing with, Joey Bananas? Bro, all those places, I stole every.
Oh my God!
I did everything that was low radar. So if
How's
they,
that low radar?
because
How is that, Lord?
if they
Lay in
know,
your face.
I remember going to so many department stores and seeing the shit of rolling watches.
listen, man.
You tell me just grab that bitch and just walk out.
You
like-
getting caught with 2
but
ounces.
I know it's possible because
you get caught with 2 ounces of coke.
what's a
And,
rap?
and you getting caught with 3 stolen pens that assumably you stole. Because remember, there was no cameras in these days. There was no roll to videotape like there is now. Go to the hallway, see if he walked by, if he was getting chased by Davy Brown. You know, you know, you don't fucking. There was none of that shit. Listen, I remember being 1985. This is how crazy. And Danny will tell you, this is the mind of an
85,
addict.
I don't know. I was
No.
I was born in 81.
I moved to Boulder. I got 10 G's.
94, it was lit.
85. I got 10. I got 10 G's in the bank. I got 8 G's in my pocket, maybe 1,000 hundreds, and the rest in 20s. I walk by this Radio Shack every fucking day.
Oh my God.
I go to the mall every day, and every day I walk past this Radio Shack, and it's not a DVD player. What came before the DVD player?
VHS.
The disc.
So that
VCR.
disc, that laser
Oh,
disc.
laser disc.
Cause I remember my uncle. Look, that's why I laughed when you said Radio Shack. I had an uncle that was addicted to crack, and he would break into every Radio Shack.
Oh my God!
It was so much. He was on the news. He like cost Radio Shack millions. Like it was the Radio Shack bandit. He got caught up in this shit. He did like 8 years for breaking in Radio Shacks. Like he literally destroyed every Radio Shack in Detroit or in Michigan, that area of Detroit. Like he would saw the back the back of the store, like I don't what you call like break. I don't know, like
Oh
saw
no,
that
it's
shit
a
out.
gold mine. Once
And
you
just
got
go
that-
into that shit. And
people love.
we had
Radio
laser
Shack.
disc players when that shit before
Oh,
we even know
yeah.
what to do with the shit. Like,
Alarm clocks.
we didn't have a good enough TV
I
to even have that
robbed
shit
fucking-
on. You know what I'm saying?
Dog, I killed Radio Shack single-handedly across the country.
I'm talking about.
I would
uncle
rob
did too.
different shit from. Give me the paperwork.
No wonder
I
they're out
would-
of business now.
Dog, I would
Reason
rob
why.
different shit in different cities and bring them to a different Radio Shack and get the money back.
I
This is
swear.
before computer. This is before you went beep. Now when you go beep, it tells you where the store it came from, what time it got
Oh, yeah.
there,
Oh,
what
yeah.
market it was shipped on, where it was made, who the
Yeah.
inspector was,
Yeah, it wasn't
and
none of
who
that.
put that fucking alarm clock together. How's that one for you, Lisa? Syatt? Now they don't know dick. All they know is you're paying $12.99 for it. They give you a receipt back then, and you went home, and nobody do nothing. As long as I had the store name and the date, and it's the same paperwork as their receipt, that's all they give a Frenchman's fuck about. How you feeling, Lisa? I see you looking
Yeah,
around.
you going through changes?
He went through a couple changes.
I went
too.
through-
Look, I was see. That's what I say. I was came in respecting the star. Too. I ain't died. I thought I might.
No, you look good. You did good. Plus the
doing
Henny
good.
Yak.
Yeah, I got the
Plus
Henny.
the fucking cigars. You
I
know,
got
you
bitches
did-
FaceTiming me.
No, we did good tonight. Lee did very good. We ate like 2,000 milligrams of
What up?
transmission fluid. Look at him.
Jesus Christ.
Where's my Uncle Joey?
That's right. Tell him I'm sending him my love.
Right here, let me show him. What up? Tell him send me love, Uncle Joey. That's right.
What's up, my love?
It's over.
Let me read the sad and we'll get the hell out of here. I can't believe you came on the podcast, man.
Man, I love it, man.
You're the main man here.
Bro, I'm a part of the
inspiration.
church, man. You are the inspiration. If it wasn't for you, man, I don't know, like, the last, like, year, like, me being on my last tour, like, I remember just waking up every morning and then watching your fucking morning smokes. And I'd be hitting my toot-toots when you was hitting your shit, and you just, that would inspire me to do my show that night, every night. Like, fuck that. Go out there and slang dick. Fuck what they talk. You know what I'm saying? That was every night. I'd be like, fuck that.
They're out there
and then every night I would, no matter how I felt, like, I could watch you on Periscope in the morning, and you say what you gotta do. I could go out and do my show every night, no matter. And that got me through my last fucking tour. I swear.
That's why I love you. I knew there was something about you I liked this shit. Lee, how you feeling?
I'm feeling deep.
I'm good. I'm good. I feel like I might have to go out to dinner. That was 10.
Where you guys going? Anywhere good?
Noble or something like that.
No, look at you like a fucking doctor. What do you do when you want a snack but you can't find it? All you can find is junk food. You rely on your self-control and you try to resist the temptation. Like right now, my wife's got fucking Girl Scout cookies in the cabinet. Good luck. Please, you eat the junk food. Start snacking healthy with Nature Box. Nature Box makes snacks that actually taste great and are better for you. Created with high-quality ingredients that are free-form artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, so you can feel great about snacking. My personal favorite are the plantain chips. I like the
chocolate nom-noms.
Chocolate nom-noms. I still got half a bag at the house. I mean, those are my favorite. Nature Box. Oh, and I like the salt and pepper lentils. They're delicious.
Sriracha cashews are nice.
Sriracha cashews are off the chain. Nature Box recently made their service even better. Now you can order as much as you want, as often as you want, with no minimum purchase required. You can cancel anytime. It's simple. Go to naturebox.com and check out their snack catalog. There are over 100 snacks to choose from, and they're constantly adding delicious new snacks. Choose the snacks you want, and they'll deliver them right to your door. Do me a favor. Right now, you'll save even more. Nature Box is offering our fans right now, people who listen to the church, 50% off your first order when you go to naturebox.com/Joey. You smoke 90 numbers, you go to naturebox.com, pick the snacks, the flavors, the plantain chips, the non-nons, the black and salt and pepper lentils. You lose your fucking mind. You understand me? You go to your neighbor, what are you going to do? Eat all the other junk that's out there? You're going to look like Uncle Joey when you're 28? Hell no. Eat stuff that's healthy. Go to naturebox.com right now. I'm telling you, you're going to get 50% off your first order. Go to naturebox.com/droppinglee.
Joey.
Oh, shit. Right now. That's naturebox.com/Joey. Oh, shit. 50% off your first order. Again, eat healthy, brother. It's a new year. You want to look sharp. The summer's coming. You want to put the bikini on. You know what I'm saying? Go to naturebox.com right now and press in
Joey.
Boom! Get 50% off your first order. Who do you guys think you're messing with on a Monday, Tuesday morning, huh?
Not Joey Bananas.
That's right, baby boy. Let's pretend you're hiring. Do you know where you want to post your job to find the best candidate? No, you don't. Posting your job in one place isn't enough to find quality candidates. That's why, if you want the perfect hire, you need to post your job on all the top job sites. And now you can. With ZipRecruiter.com, you can post your job to 200 plus sites, including social media networks like Facebook and Twitter, all with a single click. Find candidates in any city industry nationwide. Just post once and watch your qualified candidates roll in to ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. No juggling emails, no calls to your office. quickly screen candidates, rate them, and hire the right person fast. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by Fortune 100 companies and thousands of small and medium-sized businesses. And right now, today, my listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/church. That's ZipRecruiter.com/church. That's right. One more time for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/church. And you can put
you post for free.
That's it. Just like that. All right. I want to thank ZipRecruiter one more time. And I want to thank my people over there at Nature Box with the best snacks out there. But I want to thank my brother from a different mother, Mr. Danny Brown, for welcoming.
Thank you, man.
Dropping some love. What else?
I swear, like
On it.
Oh, that's right. On it.com. Don't forget 10% off. Delivered to your house. Sorry about that, DB. Drop it on him.
No facts. No, I was just saying, like, man, you know, like, you were like a big inspiration with me. Like, man, I just want to, like, you know, me. Like, I feel like I'm old at being 36. Like, if I could be as cool as you are at fucking 54 years old.
I'm trying, bro.
And I feel like I made
it's
it.
like a jungle
I would
sometimes.
feel
It makes you wonder
like
how
if I
keep
could just
from
be
going
as,
under.
like, that's all I want to be. I just want to be as cool as you.
Well, you're on your way, brother.
When I'm 50, you know what I'm saying?
You got yourself out of the hard part.
Yeah.
That's it. Now you're out of the woods. Now you can be whatever the hell you want to be.
I mean, and now the hard part is just sustaining
That's it,
and
my brother.
maintaining. And, you know, like you said, just staying afloat. Like,
No.
it's a jungle sometimes. Make me wonder.
What I said since day one. I know that's why I try to tell you the history of the Afro-Cuban. Since day one.
I'm definitely going to stay.
All I've ever told you is to stay black. Me, I stay black every day. That's all I ever try to do. I wake up in the morning, I try to stay black. Ask Lee Syatt if I'm not the blackest Cuban he knows. I don't change any day of the week. He wants to go eat the Vietnamese food.
No.
I wish he gets hit by a fucking food truck. You know me, dog. All that shit, we don't change shit.
Eating the lizard meat.
I was not eating lizard meat. The only thing he is.
I really do eat lizard meat. Like,
He does eat lizard meat.
The only thing he is more than black is he's Jewish.
Listen, this week he went and ate more junk.
Oh my god!
And then he went back Sunday again
you
for
know
more
what's
junk.
about, like, you
When
like,
did I junk on Sunday?
do you like chicken gizzards?
I've never tried gizzards.
He eats that shit every day. He don't even know it. He thinks he's eating like a fucking.
Like, I love.
Oh,
Like, that's the why I know I'm fucked up. Like, why do I like fried chicken gizzards? Like, but I'm from a neighborhood. Like, my neighborhood had like a spot that was like his thing. Like, it sold fried chicken livers.
My neighborhood didn't have that spot.
Fried chicken gizzards and fried chicken livers, and that was like the thing. Like, you can go order other food from it. You can buy chicken, like, or like, you know, like whatever. But
Joey, it's unfair with Joey because he just he sticks with the first Asian.
So I was raised on that shit.
Here. He sticks with. Would you mess with anyone other than Mexican and Cuban? Do you have any other like Hispanic food that you eat?
not really.
God damn it!
Yeah,
What else?
Like,
I'm trying to think.
Filipino food is fucked up. They like take like all the worst, like cheapest shit, but then they make
Everything
the
is
best
great
food
with the
out of
Filipino
it.
till the pigeon comes out. That's when the party ends. That's not gonna pay the tab. We all give hugs to each other. Once I see the pigeon feet on the table, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I love you, motherfuckers. See you Wednesday night. I love you, brother. Stay black and beautiful. Thank you very much for being family.
Thank you, man.
Hit it, Liam.
Oh my god. Everything is